We've been hearing the traditional tough talk all off-season.
Put on some size.
Building really well.
Yeah, he's electrifying.
And it's nearly time to put up or shut up.
Welcome to the big league, young man. Set right on his ass.
But first, it's the traditional pre-season hit-out.
Sharp start.
With traditional big moments.
What a grab.
This is the AAMI Community Series. For Ring Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
Ripping to be here at Giants Stadium for the big game between the Giants and the Magpies. The AAMI Community Series continues on Sunday. It's a Triple M triple header. This afternoon we'll go to Sydney and North after this. Back here, of course, at Giants Stadium, and then the West Coast Freo over at Optus Stadium in Perth. Barry Denner with you, looking forward to the game. Overcast here, no rain at the moment, very wet. Obviously in New South Wales, Queensland at the moment, but surrounded by a team of superstars as always. This man, he's not easily confused, but he gets very confused when people talk about uncontested possession. Knows nothing about them. 325 at the highest level, two-time premiership superstar. Jude Bolton, welcome back to the footy.
Great to be here, Baz. Yeah, looking forward to the AFL men's kicking off in this practice match here. It's two pretty strong sides for both Collingwood and the Giants, so looking forward to seeing how it all plays out today in a rather dry ground, to be honest, with the amount of rain that we've had on the east coast of Australia.
Bolts, you told me once that this man who's going to call the action this afternoon, when he played at Sydney with you, used to call him the gate because it was always closed in the back half of the ground. Couldn't get past him. Great to see you, Brad Seymour, you superstar.
Leave the funny stuff to me, Baz. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, listeners. Lovely to be back too. And it's been incredible. Like, we've had more rainfall in 5 days of March than the average normal rainfall. So, but the ground looks in spectacular condition. 7th v 17th from last year.
Yes.
Looking for the progress. You know, you'd expect the Giants to be thereabouts again in 2022, and we want to see something. Collingwood supporters want to see their young up-and-comers and what's going to happen next under Craig McRae.
Yeah, spot on, Snapman. Bolts, of course, the Magpies, 17th last year, their lowest finish in 124 years. Bit unfair because there wasn't that many sides back then, 100 years ago, but it was. Craig McRae's, Snap mentioned, back at the helm. Justin Leppitt's there, Brendan Bolton as well, so they've got a good group behind the scenes, and they've got a couple of superstars in the making. Hopefully Nick Dacos, we'll have a look at him this afternoon, and plenty of prospects out there for the Magpies. Absolutely,
especially Nick Dacos. Dacos obviously picked number 4 in the draft and likely to play off half-back today, as well as Scott Pendrell will be playing off half-back potentially. So just to have that elite ball use, and that's what they want to see from the Collingwood outfit, is that just really take aggressive ball movement. We need to see increased scores, and that's been their approach the whole pre-season.
And, of course, the Giants, a couple of finals last year. They missed out in 2020 finals, 2021 back in business, their first year without Jeremy Cameron. And, interesting to see how they went with that. They won the first, lost the second. They were out. How do you see them setting up this year?
Yeah, this is embarking on their 11th season in the AFL, and I think they've got a quality list. Obviously, Toby Green will miss the first 5 rounds of the season, which is that'll have to reshuffle their forward line a little bit. But I see that they've got Bruce in there is going to be working closely with Matthew Flynn. It's just important to start and give their midfielders first use. I love the way Cornelio, particularly his footwork in the pre-season practice match against the Swans. He looked really sharp, so re-energised as a quality midfielder. So look forward to seeing how they perform today.
Well, on the boundary line, of course, he's an institution here on Triple M Footy. It's great to have him here. 155 at the highest level for the Swans, and of course the 1996 Norm Smith medalist. Oh, hang on a minute, no, he wasn't. Should have been. G'day, Luffy. Troy Luff, welcome back to the footy.
Oh, g'day, Baz, and just like everyone else, I'm really excited about 2022 season. It's 2022 season. It's just been so much has happened over the last couple of years, and we're slowly getting back to normal, and this has just come around all of a sudden. We're 2 weeks away from the start of the AFL season. Very exciting, and as the boys have mentioned so much, the rain that we've had in Sydney, all of the east coast of Australia, Queensland included, some of the suburbs in Sydney, they had more rain in February than they've had in 30 years, and March has started no different. I actually went out and had a look at the ground, and you'd think it was in the middle of summer. It is hard. There's a little bit of moisture on top, so the ball will slide a little bit, players will slide a little bit, but it's firm. Players are running around bouncing the ball as if it hasn't rained, and thankfully for Homebush out here, all the rain that Sydney had last night, most of it actually missed the western suburbs.
Round 1 only 3 weeks away, lads. As I turn to you both, the importance of this particular match today, are we going to see, although there's an extended benches for both teams, pretty much
a dress rehearsal, yeah, absolutely. I think these are important hit-outs. I think just in terms of the style of play, embedding all the structures that they've tried to work on over the summer, and particularly for the Giants, they've been working heavily on defence, rolling back, and we saw that it was really evident in the practice match last week, is just that ability to support their defence, really shore up that defensive unit and then try and transition and move on the ball movement. I thought some of their intercept marking was fantastic last week, so let's see if that translates to today. For Collingwood, we've mentioned before, just there's no mystery. They need to be kicking, winning scores and being really aggressive and getting good looks inside forward 50.
To that note, Luffy, kicking winning scores, obviously that comes from the contest. Contested footy, it's an area that they've dropped considerably off. Collingwood at their peak, they were number 1, 2 in the competition. No surprises there. That's an area that has to jump up for them if they're going to raise from 6 or 7 wins last year.
And the players would have gone to bed last night thinking that was what it was going to be, a scrap because of the wet. They're going to have to get in, get all the contested footy, play hard and tough. But all of a sudden, it's a dry weather day. It doesn't change your attitude, but it changes the way you may approach a little bit. The ball's not going to be on the ground as much as what it was. It is going to be a little bit more open. And as you said, they've got to improve their contested footy. And I can see Baz, you're itching to say something about that as well. But they do. And for both sides, there's only actually 2 players out there that haven't played senior football yet. And that's Angwin from the Giants and another Dacos wearing his dad's famous 35. So there's only 2 players out there to prove they are good enough for round 1.
Look forward to seeing how Jack Crisp, a bit more midfield time this year, but also Pat Lipinski in there as well. Big body, wearing the number 1 for the Pies, and he's shown that he can play that sort of role through there and be that bigger body, and it's a different look for Collingwood in there.
So 7th on the table for the home side, the Giants last year. So you look for improvement. How are they going to sneak up that ladder, Bolts, and perhaps claim a top 4 spot?
I'm always interested by the voices internally at the Giants, and certainly it was evident in Jason McCartney's recent interview around where does that improvement come from. It comes from their 2nd and 3rd, 4th year players. Those guys have been a little bit around the club, so the likes of Tom Green, Xavier O'Halloran playing off a wing, the likes of Connor Iden and those sites. I thought Connor Stone was brilliant, and his work rate last week was quite impressive. So those types of players lifting up, improving. We know their top-line acts are quality, the likes of Josh Kelly.
Speaking of their top-line acts, Toby Green's going to be missing for the first 5 weeks. Brent Daniel, another small forward.
Is Frank in?
Yeah.
Yep.
So who sort of plays that three-quarter half forward?
Bobby Hill gets his opportunity. I think he's got a lot of talent. We know Daniel Lloyd plays that tall and small sort of role, but I think Connor Stone will get that opportunity to play that role as well. So a different look, not your traditional, real small, particularly Connor Stone and Daniel Lloyd, but they can be those ones who can be lively around the foot of the likes of Himmelberg and Riccardi.
At the toss, Luffy, who's going where?
Baz, I think Giants won the toss, and they're going to the right of the radio dial towards a Vincent Fairfax stand.
A couple of superstars coming together in the centre, as you spoke about, with Josh Kelly and Scotty Pendlebury. Fantastic to see him going around again as skipper of the Magpies, and unacceptable for them to be where they were last year. They will be fighting hard in 2022.
Big clubs don't like staying down there, and it's the rumblings of the support group and the board, so they'll be really looking to respond and start well. It's important for them to start well. We'll see that Mason Cox will get his opportunity. He presented hard inside forward 50. The leadership from Darcy Moore was really evident last week against the Hawks as well.
And Baz, speaking of new looks, Mason Cox wearing the sunnies, it is quite hard to fathom my Bolts. As you have a look across, he looks like a cool movie star sitting there at centre half forward to me.
That's not hard for Bolts to fathom. Like a cool movie star.
Is it accessory, not necessity? We believe.
Yes. There's the,
something out of Top Gun.
Both sides coming to their benches, so we're not far away from a start here. Just remember, as I said off the top, triple header for Triple M footy this afternoon. Sydney and North back here after this one, and then the West Coast Freo later tonight.
And just to remind our listeners, there are 8 on the bench for each side today. Do I need to go through them all, Baz? All 16 players?
Run through them, Luffy.
Really quickly. Hopper, Bruin, Ward, Angwin, Peatling, Brander, Lloyd and Iden for the Giants. McCreary, Rusco, McRae, Brown, Henry, Cameron, Noble and Bianco for the Pies.
And the Pies' new recruit, obviously Nathan Kruger, from defender from Geelong, starting forward as he did last week, is going to be an important player inside forward 50.
Final hit out for both of these clubs before in a couple of weeks' time, round 1 looms at large. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Snapper Brad Seymour will kick us off this afternoon.
Nice work, Baz. So Finn in the middle. And lock eyes with Mr. Grundy. We're all set here. Cloudy skies, but no rain at the moment. Umpire holds the ball aloft. Last official hit out before round one. Flynn v Grundy. Good bounce. It'll help Grundy. Just tap little forward to 3 o'clock. DeGoey was slick with his hands to Crisp. Crisp went round the body.
Contest.
Back form. Great contest. Spills to the front. Little round the body. Ball, high ball towards half forward. They'll contest. Cox cannot take the mark. Ball in the grass.
So Cummings down behind play. Luffy will be onto that. Just outside the forward 50 in the Magpies as the ball rolls out of bounds. He's been in a bit of distress down there.
It's Isaac Cumming, Baz. There was a big contest, about 5 or 6 players going for the contested mark, and unfortunately Cumming was at the bottom of the pack when they all landed.
Kruger crunched them.
Yeah. Boundary throw in. Cox in the ruck. Worked off it. Hand pass comes out to Keefe in the back pocket. Elliott was good. Swooped on at ground level for the Pies. Worked out by O'Halloran for the Giants. Kicking to the centre of the ground is good. And Hill's taken the mark. They're on the charge. Hand pass to the classy Kelly. Kelly's got time to set up. Nice kick to the outer side. And the mark has been taken by Peatling. So just forward to the wing outer side to send the Giants.
So he roosts it forward now. High ball right to the hot spot. Grundy sets himself at the front of the pack. Good defensive work. Madgen in there for the Pies. Ball held up. And we'll have a bounce 1 minute into the first term. No scores yet at Giants Stadium, Luffy.
He has come off Cumming and he's holding the lower back at the moment and limping at the same time. The Doc's checking him out now.
Ball up. Around about 20 metres from the Giants' goal. Big pack. Shuffled out the back to Moore. And Moore for the Pies. Kicks to the outer side wing. Flynn read that nicely. Got around the big fella, Cox. And he took the mark forward to the wing outer side of the ground. He'll send the Giants forward again.
So high ball again. Back to where it came. High ball. Grundy in best position. Used the body well. And took a fine mark at half-back. They settle here. They fan to the eastern side to Darcy Moore. Crosses D50. He's got Maynard running with him. They've got the overlap. They did it very well. 1-2 handballs. Back to Josh Dacos. And Maynard caught in a good tackle. That came from Cornelio. Ball out of play, centre wing, and they'll throw it in. No score, early stages, Giants Stadium.
As we've spoken about, largely dry conditions here, even the amount of rain on the east side of the coast of this Australia, but that kick from Xavier O'Halloran out of defence, really aggressive kick from the Giants.
Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. Jude Bolton this afternoon. Boundary throw in. The ruckman holding. Grundy free kick. Umpires exclusively Mike for Triple M footy as always. Josh Dacos receives it by hand and puts a high one inside forward 50. No mark taken. Big fists on the footy. Ground level ball. Elliott. He got first there. Hoskin Elliott picks up for Collingwood. Hand pass back to Lipinski. Over the top, head by hand, inside forward 50 to Elliott. Punched out of bounds.
Collingwood started with Jamie Elliott full forward on Taylor, and there was a massive height difference there, nearly 20 centimetres. Now DeGoey is matching up with Taylor.
No score early stages first term. Lights are on, but the sun trying to peek through here at Giants Stadium. Disputed ball. Kelly, slick little hands. Elliott got it back. Lipinski, that was clever to DeGoey. Round the body ball. It's in low and high. Play on's the call. Ball in the goal square. Getting back. Is it off hands? No, he likes it, does he? He does. And I think Collingwood have got there first. It might need reviewing. But Ginnivan has got the first, and the flags have been waved, so all clear. Collingwood with the first opportunistic goal off the ground. 1 goal straight, 6 to the Pies. The GWS yet to score on the Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, as we look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, it was the work from Lipinski back at the contest. He came off Josh Kelly, a really good hard ball, won that forward, and then the contest in the goal square, really close and good work from Nathan Kruger, who just held his ground and just allowed Ginnivan to get on the end of it.
His Lockie Whitfield won't be happy with that replay. He lifted his head, he went down for the ball first, actually saw Ginnivan coming at him, and he quickly raised his head to get out of the way and allowed Ginnivan to kick it off the ground for a goal.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Don't forget, Ream Hot Water, steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream. You won't be disappointed. Slap down right into the centre of the ground. So the midfield's pile on top. Green got hands on it for the Giants. Ended up with Kelly. Hand pass sweeping ball to Whitfield, who's got space. Kick towards half forward. And leading off with the famous number 18 for the Giants is Stone. So Stone, halfway between wing and half forward, just pops it up to full forward. A pack of 6 will fly. Grundy, a big fist on it, ground level ball. Who's front and square? Down there is Riccardi. The ball bounced away from him. O'Halloran, hand pass back. Opportunity for Green for a flying shot from 30. Marked right on the line for the Pies. It's Maynard in the last line of defence, and he runs away to the outer side.
He'll repel. Oh, hot ball. But marked at half back.
What we're seeing is De Goey starting in the middle at each centre bounce, and he pushes forward, and then it allows Chris to come onto the ball. So he's pushed forward deep now.
So Murphy with a footy, high ball towards centre wing, and no contest by Mason Cox. And Taylor will take it outer side. So 1 goal straight to Collingwood. GWS yet to score as they square the footy across half back. Now they run. Whitfield gets involved. A sweeping handball, but it's errant. It'll be cut off by Tyler Brown. They go back to where they came. Clever little kick to De Goey. They're on here. 60 from home. A little low ball.
Yep.
Errant kick. Chris picks it off. Handball one way, then the other. Back to Giovanni.
Another one, son.
Kicks round the body. I think he screwed it too far. It is. So it's 1 goal, 1 Collingwood to the Giants yet to score. Triple M for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. McDonald's score enough feed for the whole team. Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack.
They definitely gave Ginnivan the wrong size shorts there, Baz, don't you reckon?
Yeah, he's got the big shorts. But he might like them, Luffy.
They're parachute pants.
Yeah, no, yeah,
MC Hammer would be happy with them.
Short kick will come out to Davis, and Ginnivan did well with the ball. No, it was slapping of the arm, so Davis with a free kick. At half-back goes to O'Halloran, had a bit of it in the first quarter. Over his head, runs back onto the footy for the Giants, does well. Snuck away from Penderby, then he ran into Grundy.
Great tackle.
Ripping tackle, Bolts, you love that one.
Yeah, sensational from Grundy. You could see the half-back in Xavier O'Halloran trying to take him on. Just dropped him.
Collingwood 1-1. GWS yet to score. They go forward again, the Pies. And that's a good catch too. Extending the hands was Kruger. Nathan Kruger. I think his nickname's Freddie, dude.
Yes, spot on, Bolt.
From 60 from home. Kicks it long and wide. Pack forms. Ball in the grass. Elliott. He was dangerous last week. Little round the body. Ball was clever. Coming through Tom Green. He leaves it behind. Hoskin Elliott deeks down. Got his snout in the trough. Goes back in lick for a second lick to try and scoop the footy out. Can't do so. And we'll have a ball 30 metres out from the Pies' goal.
That's the hard ball you talk about there, Snapper. Hoskin Elliott just put his head down, grabbed the ball, took the tackle, rolled. That's what the Pies need to keep doing.
1-1-7 Collingwood. The Giants yet to score. Quick kick out of the Packers marked by Keefe. In between the goal and point post for the Giants. Goes short with Niglio, who marks virtually full back. And goes short to Kelly if he wants to. Elects to play on, runs into the back pocket. Drives the ball here to the broadcast wing. That was okay. And the mark taken by Taranto. So Taranto, halfway between half-back and wing. Hand pass to running Callan Ward, the veteran, just off balance with a kick. He's put it straight into the arms of Crisp, who's marked on the wing for the Pies.
So 1-1-7 Pies. GWS yet to score. Middle stages of this first term. Crisp just backward of the wing. Goes with a low dart. De Goey did everything but mark it. They'll pick it up off half-back. Canelio involved. Goes to Hoskin Elliott. No, caught off guard there was Whitfield, and Whitfield is caught holding the footy. Maynard will get the free kick centre wing. So Maynard with it as they look to press forward again.
Move it on. Play on.
Asked to move it on now. He goes long up the line, inside 50. De Goey sets himself. Davis with a clever use of the body. And he just squares the footy to Hopper. And Hopper has it about 40 metres from his defensive goal.
Both teams really struggling to move the ball at the moment. A few turnovers, a little bit of dicey play at different stages.
Hopper runs away, good 5-6 metres, and drives the ball long into the wing. Himmelberg up, doesn't mark, fall of the ball. Chance for Hill, wrapped up in a tackle, holding the ball, didn't get rid of it. Maynard.
A couple of times now, GWS just looking to take on the tackler, and they've been caught. Good defensive play by the Pies.
Great defence from the Pies, really strong tackling, and it's just stopped and stymied some of their runs.
This bloke's a
hit and
beauty.
stick.
Yeah, he's a beauty, Maynard, isn't he? Low drop punt though, missed the target. He's looking for Lipinski, and O'Halloran again got in the way. And he marks halfway between half-back and wing for the Giants. Still short ball again. Just happy to chip it around. Caniglio marks defensive side of the wing. Looks at a fairly open forward 50.
So wants to go up the line now, or forced to go up the line towards half forward. Pack forms. They fly. No one can take the mark. Noble at the back sweeps the handball wide. They can share it now as the Pies defend grimly. They head to the outer side, and Hoskin Elliott takes a fine mark on the outer side. Looks inboard, as they often do. Just held up now, the Pies at half-back.
So Nick Davis, Nick Dacos, I should say, with a footy. So kicks to the wing outer side of the ground, and Straight into the arms of Taylor for the Giants, who marks on the wing.
Been a bit stop-start going forward, haven't they, the GWS?
Yeah.
No real
Lack of connection.
No score for them yet. The Magpies 1-1-7.
Still, mate.
Well, we're 12 and a half into the first term.
You talk about that snapper. They've had 18 marks, the Giants, to just 8 for Collingwood because they're just chipping it around.
Through the centre of the ground. Long ball inside to full forward for the Giants. Here they are a chance. Full of the ball. Maynard lurks. You'll see it out of bounds with Noble. And about 45 around from the Giants' goal. Boundary throwing.
So pushing the back, that was from Harry Himmelberg. Was it just escorted Noble over the boundary line?
Second umpire, the one that wasn't in the play, the first umpire called a boundary.
Collingwood 7, GWS yet to score. Grundy should eat this. He does. Quick little hands to Dacos was clever. Smothered by O'Halloran, who's had a good start to this match. Maynard was boxed in and forced over the line by Tanner Bruin. We'll have a ball up just forward of centre wing.
Even Grundy giving that handball as he's going to ground, that's the change in game plan. They want to move the ball quickly. He would have gone back off his mark last year and just, slow play.
Spins in. Grundy. Slapped down to Noble. And a holding free kick to the Giants. So Hopper being held off the ball. And we'll take this kick from about 55 metres out from goal.
Eyes have flooded back.
He stands flat-footed.
Play on.
There's a little bit of movement, not a lot, so he just pops it into the hot spot about 15 out. Oh, big leap from Hill. Offhands it spilled to Maynard. And Maynard hand pass to Nick Davis. Kicks outside to Kruger, outside defensive 50. That was a huge leap.
And Kruger's got it now. They settle. Defensively sounds via structure. The Pies so far behind the footy been really good as they go up the line and
The
play. Sorry, Luffy.
The play has been mostly in Collingwood's half because every time it does get defensive, they are quick to get it out, get it straight back into their forward half. Whereas the Giants, they're chipping around slow inside 50 with no direction.
So ball spins back into play. Centre wing out of sight. Hopper did well. Snout over the footy. Little handball. That was clever by Ward. Goes back to Kelly and he can just ease the pressure valve for just a moment. So he goes to Perryman. Perryman across half back. Eases it to Whitfield. So often the architect off half-back, Lockie Whitfield for the Giants.
Move it on. Play on.
So, middle stages of this first term. Sun's out, can you believe it, in Sydney. And they share it to Ward. Ward wants to go. No, he's held up just backward of the centre square to Cornelio. And they've worked it to halfway, the Giants.
Short kick to Kelly. And the superstar right in the centre of the ground.
8 to the Cornelio on the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
Terrific team defence, though, from Collingwood.
Low, nice, searching 50-metre drop punt, and in front was Hill. And Bobby Hill's taken the mark about 40 outbolts.
Yeah, he just slipped Noble there. It was a one-on-one. Noble just got lost. He was trying to find the body. Hill, too slippery, just got out in front of him. But I really like the way Collingwood have been sliding and working together through the midfield. They forced that a long and wide kick. That's exactly what you want from an entry, a slow play in.
So he's looked dangerous in this first term. He's earned his crack at a goal here. Now he settles for the set shot. And about a 45-degree angle. He steps over the 50-metre line. From 45 metres out, is it going to come back and up? It will. That's a beautiful drop punt. And the Giants are on the board. They go to one straight goal, 6. Collingwood 1-1-7. And we're 13 and a half into the first term on the Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, Craig McRae would be disappointed with that one-on-one from Noble there. You could just see their work rate through the midfield. That's what's forced the chipping game from the Giants because they've been able to slide, work together, and the communication through the midfield. It was a slow play, long and wide entry. And he just got slipped by Bobby Hill, but terrific one-on-one win.
They might have to do that, Bolts. Find just the one-on-one contest because Collingwood are doing so well in blocking up their forward line, and he is a good one-on-one. Bobby Hill, very small but very wiry. He just slid his body around Noble there to get the front position.
You talk about how good Collingwood have been behind the ball strategically, defensively, but there is a time when you've got to not guard grass that you've got to be one-on-one, hand across.
Exactly right. No, that's the default. Sometimes you can sit there, someone else has got it covered, but there's the communication.
Giants have only had 4 disposals inside their forward 50.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Troy Laugh, Jude Bolton with us this afternoon, Barry Denner, Brad Seymour. There's Hopper. His kick smothered. Collingwood by a point. Middle stages first term. Kelly goes forward. A little low dart. Can't be marked. Dacos should swoop on this. He can. A high up and under to the outer side.
Yeah, it floats in middle. Oh, big leap from Hoskin Elliott. He went sideways, Bolts.
He had it.
Sensational.
Yeah, it didn't take the mark, though, for those listening, but it was exciting. Nick Davis hand pass back, and Collingwood a long kick from halfback. A lot of big leaps here. We saw one from Hill early. Beautiful conditions at the moment at Giants Stadium. The ball's on the outer side wing. Trying to get involved was Ginnivan. Punts it back out to Hoskin Elliott, who made that big leap. Hand pass over the top towards Kruger, who tapped it towards Ginnivan, who rolled out of bounds with a footy.
You mentioned, Baz, it is dry weather football because the rain that they had here was a little bit moist on top, but because it's so warm, the moisture's just gone.
He's looked good, Nick Dacos, off half-back, just being able to mop up things. Good smart ball uses coming out of defence.
Jack Ginnivan and Bobby Hill, the goal scorers to date. Collingwood 117, GWS 1 straight 6 as they share it across half-back. It gives the former captain in Davis a chance. He's very good. Slick hands. He brings into play Lockie Ash. Lockie Ash goes up the line with a little low ball, but it's cut off by Dacos at halfback. He immediately turns inboard. They can run and gun in. Now they do. Side bottoms involved to Pendlebury. Glides through centre wing.
Great
long
kick.
ball, and it's beautifully placed.
That's a great kick.
Jamie Elliott takes the mark in the forward pocket, eastern side of the
I
ground.
mentioned Nick Davis, Dacos. I've got the Barry Dennett disease now. Nick Dacos, he's already had 6 disposals on the Triple M Red Z lending stats, just mopping up across half-back and around the wing.
So Elliott had a day out last week,
Phil, 1 metre, please.
and amongst the goals early, and then had a spell from half-time. So
Wait for my call.
in good early pre-season form, Jamie Elliott, he'll have to go round the body in the shadows. He bends it back, not quite, wrong side of the goalpost. So scores a level here at Giants Stadium, 117 apiece. Sorry, Collingwood 117, and the Giants 116, 1 goal 6. I'll get it right in just a moment, Bass.
Jelly day, Snap. A long pre-season.
1-2-8. 1-0.
So, coming from full-back, good to see him back on his feet. He got crunched early. And a little hand pass off to Kelly, who tried to hand pass to Phil Davis, who went out of bounds. He's still going to be such an important player in that back half, isn't he, the veteran?
No, absolutely. He just he calms them down there, and he's obviously got a really good compatriot in Sam Taylor down there.
Left out of the side towards the end of last year.
Collingwood 1 goal to 8. GWS 1 straight 6, just to confirm. So it goes backwards via hand to Josh Dacos, high up and under to a dangerous spot. Giants, they have the numbers, a little fumble. Now it ends in the hands of Keefe as he goes wide, maybe too wide, and it's out on the full. And I think Hoskin Elliott will take the free kick right on 50 outer side.
Goes inboard with a little chip ball. It ends up into the arms of Noble. So Noble goes back with the foot. He's about 65 from home.
Release, Brody.
Son of the North Melbourne coach, Dave Noble. He chips to the hot spot, but it was straight to Keefe, who just sort of stood there and it fell into his arms. So not the result the Pies wanted. Little short ball to Kelly, hand pass to Callan Ward. The veteran looks to the corridor. Didn't look left or right, straight up the corridor, because Whitfield stood right in the centre of Giants Stadium. Goes short, and Bobby Hill's taken the mark about 65 out, and they can go again, the Giants.
A bit of space, so call to play on now. Goes one way, hooks the kick back towards Himmelberg. Himmelberg can't mark. He regathers the foot. He goes with a little handball inboard. Around the body goes Lloyd, and I think he's kicked it, has he?
Great kick.
He has. So Lloyd with his first of the afternoon. GWS get their second on a Triple M scoreboard. 2 straight 12. Collingwood a 1-2-8. Middle stages first term.
It came from the speculative entry from Collingwood the other end. It was too shallow. It was mopped up by the Giants. And then the dangerous ball movement through the midfield. Once it was in Bobby Hill's hands, I love the way he changed the angles. And Himmelberg's attack on the footy, once he got the right-hand handball inboard to Daniel Lloyd, who was shelling peas on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
A couple of Triple M Red Z lending stats for you boys. Kelly and Canelio 8 apiece. Ward 7, Whitfield 7, and O'Halloran and Hopper 6 apiece for the Pies. Hoskin Elliott, Maynard, Nick Dacos has had 6. Josh Dacos 5, Murphy, Grundy and Noble 4 apiece.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. The first of a triple header this afternoon. Bounce is good here at Giants Stadium. Couple of games here this afternoon. Sydney North after this one. And the Giants out of the centre they go. Green runs around in a 180, and it's a long, high drop punt inside forward 50. Lloyd off hands,
Good
hand
tackle,
pass to Kelly.
Pendlebury.
Ran into Pendlebury. Beautiful tackle, as you heard from Bolts. And eyes on the hips, Bolts, and he got the reward.
Well, he tracked it back from the centre bounce as well. It was great work, great back from the centre bounce. Followed it in, and then a strong tackle.
3 holding the balls so far to the Pies this afternoon. I think it pleased Craig McRae. Ball out of play, off hands. No one can mark, and they'll throw it in. Centre wing, western side of the ground. GWS 2 straight 12. Collingwood 1-2-8. Has settled well into this one. Not exactly free-flowing to date. Conditions look okay. And Grundy's going to get a free kick from the ruck. He gallops clear. Goes quickly. One-on-one to go. He can't mark. Ball in the grass. Davis tracks it well. He just wants to clear with a round-the-body ball.
And Green in front will mark for the Giants, in front of Josh Dacos. A little short ball. Spots up his teammate in Riccardi, who's taken the mark. So on the wing broadcast side of the ground. Lopes away now, called the play on. Darcy Moore confused, just stood the mark. He didn't move. So, I don't know what happened there, Bots. So,
Just didn't hear a call.
No, comes back to Josh Dacos. In fact, it was Lipinski at halfback who tried to work it out. Got shoved and hit the deck. Taranto had it. Hand pass back to Cumming. Got smashed and he got his kick away. Goes to half forward. No mark taken. Big fist. It goes right up in the air, the ball. Fall of the ball. Brown's got it for Collingwood. Little hand pass to Pendlebury. They're away now. Long ball inside forward 50 to Elliott and a long one-on-one. It came from Kruger to the back to DeGoey. Runs onto the bouncing ball into the open goal and puts it through. The Magpies have got their second. Collingwood will go to 2-2-14. And 2 straight goals. The Giants, 21 minutes first term on the Triple M scoreboard.
Sensational work from the Pies there. Once again, quick transition we've seen. And once they looked up and had Kruger looking up, eyes up, it was a one-on-one, as you mentioned, Baz. Sam Taylor caught out with DeGoey, and he just turned him inside out. And once he couldn't get the spoil, he had all the space to run back on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
And the Pies are happy to do that. They're leaving DeGoey a lot deeper. We normally see all the forwards up the ground when it's in defence, but DeGoey's actually staying home a lot more. The last 2 entries were one-on-one with Taylor, and we know how mobile DeGoey is. About 10 centimetres shorter, so the ball does need to come in quick and a lot lower, and we've just seen there DeGoey just too skillful and just move Taylor out of the way with ease.
Nathan Kruger doing well to start this one too. Was productive at Morwell last weekend as well. So bounce from McDonald's and Room Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Disputed ball in the middle. GWS share it. They win it again. It comes to Lockie Whitfield. He's ever creative. Goes long and high to the hot spot. They contest for it. Side bottom front and square. Clever. Goes back to Madgen. He's hemmed in the pocket. He was elusive, but the kick was a little errant, and I think that's out in the full. It is to Darcy Moore. So GWS free kick, straight back Darcy, or you'll give away 50. There you go. Bang.
Wow.
There's the new rule right there. He won't be happy, Darcy Moore, but he didn't give the ball straight back. So Jacob Hopper will have this kick for goal nearly directly in front from about 10 metres out.
Yeah, as we've seen from some of the other community series games, you cannot be lippy, but you've got to give the ball back extremely quick, and also they're going to be holding the ball a lot sooner.
I don't think that was even the new rule. I think he just took too long regardless. I think last year that would have been a 50 as well. He took just way too long.
So Jacob Hopper with the footy should make no mistake for the Giants' third. He approaches from 15 metres out. He pulls it a little bit, but the umpire has to do a little bit of work, but all clear. So Giants have 3. They're 3 straight 18. Collingwood are 2-2-14, and that happening on the Triple M scoreboard.
Just ill-disciplined, Bolts, isn't it? From a leader like that to do so. He knows, or everyone knows, that's a 50-metre penalty. You just give it straight back.
Straight back. I love the clearance, though, clearance work from the Giants. I thought Lockie Whitfield's run and carry out of the midfield to drive that deep and have a penetrating inside 50 really set that up initially.
They have lifted in the last 5 minutes, Bolts. It was all Collingwood for probably 3/4 of this first quarter. They had all the play, more possessions, more inside 50s, but the Giants have turned it around.
Troy Luff with Jude Bolton, Triple M Bus Super special comments. You a bit lippy, Bolts? How'd you have gone with the just keeping the trap shut?
I think there's sometimes frustration, and that's what, I try not to vent it too much at the umpires, but sometimes you're frustrated at yourself.
Yep, things come out.
We'll see how if it gets loosened a little bit as they always do it to start with.
for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy out of the centre go the Pies. And a good mark taken by Henry. And he's about 55 metres out. So brother of Jack Henry with the Cats. And he kicks inside forward 50. Goes to the forward pocket deep. O'Halloran off hands grab.
Pressure.
Hand pass inboard. The pressure was on him. So it spills for the Pies. Ginnivan had a chance to spot up Brown, who was about 20 metres inboard, but he missed him with the target. And Callan Ward took the mark and kicked the green on the wing.
So Tom Green has it. 3 straight 18 GWS, 2-2-14 Collingwood. Been pretty even so far, and that's a clever kick by Tom Green. He just spotted up Tanner Bruin. So Bruin has it just forward of centre wing, western side of the ground, looks inboard, called to play on now. Drops the eyes, but then decides to bang it long to the hot spot. Himmelberg in a good spot. Oh, so was Bruce. He dropped what arguably Luffy thought he should have took.
It was a so.
He had no contest.
Crisp with his snout over the footy. Is that a throw? I think it is. Yeah, it'll be a free kick to Jack Crisp. We've started well in this match. Been a little bit quiet the last couple of minutes. But a free kick to Collingwood across halfback.
So Proust trying to prove himself. You marked that ball. He had no contest at all, and it was a simple overhead mark bolt.
Well, Crisp has kicked it straight out on the full at 40 metres to the wing. So Whitfield brings an inboard. Goes short to Cumming. He got crunched early, but he's okay. 3 minutes remain in this first quarter. Big leap and a big mark. About 25 out from goal from Riccardi. And that is an absolute ripper. And he's on a 45-degree angle about 25 metres out.
Yeah, sensational mark. And we've seen in his early stages of his career just his impact inside forward 50, particularly in the air. He just had enough run up there to be able to slide in and cut footy.
Yeah, Maynard just lost the body on him as a defender. Can't let him run and jump at the ball.
So Riccardi settle, set shot, drop punt, 45-degree angle. Another goal to the Giants. So the Giants doing it nicely at the moment. Collingwood will add 2-2-14. The Giants are 4 straight goals, 24. And we're 26 and a half into the first term with a couple of minutes left to play on the Triple M scoreboard.
Well, the last 2 goals for the Giants have come on the back of out on the fulls from the Collingwood exits from defensive 50. So 2 poor kicks, and it allows them to just set up as their entry. But that was a strong contest in the air from Riccardi. And as you mentioned, Maynard lost him a little bit there. It was Noble had to try and spoil over the top of him.
Just having a look at the Triple M Red Z stats. Just in the last 8 minutes, the Giants have had 33 disposals to 19. Had it inside 56-4, and they've kicked 3 goals out of that. And the uncontested possession, 24-7.
Big shift in momentum.
24-7 in just the last 8 minutes.
24 plays 14. 10 points the margin to GWS. We get all set for another restart for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Grundy elevates high. Little tap to 3 o'clock. He's going to get it back, Grundy. Well done. Gives it to Pendlebury. A little fumble. He's got a little bit of time. But it spills to Kelly. Kelly a slick little give and releases Hopper. Hopper on the left side. Kicks to half forward. Tanner Bruin did everything but bring it down to the grass. Dacos clever to Noble. Now Maynard on the outer side.
Yeah, little short ball's okay. And Hoskin Elliott has taken the mark. Outer side wing, close to the boundary line. The Pies on a bit of a charge here. Short ball to Noble. Still on the wing outer side. Just 4 to that. And he'll go inboard to Nick Dacos. How many has he had, Luffy? Red Z lot style?
Nick Dacos has had 7.
Racked them plenty of them up in his junior career. It's about best on ground every game he played. The gathering of the pill. Grundy at half forward on forward 50. Tried to hand pass after it just snuck out of bounds. And there'll be a boundary throw in. 50 around from the Pies goal. They search late. Collingwood trail by 10 points with a minute and a half left to play in the first term.
And his dad would be very proud in wearing his number.
Yes, 35.
Baz? I used to have 35 in the back of my duffel coat as a kid.
Flynn and Grundy lock arms, ball to the front. Clever little handball from Kelly. Perryman and Isaac Cumming. It was a terrific smother by Elliott. Kept the ball in the vicinity, and we'll have another throw in right on 50 outer side. 4 straight 24 Giants, 2-2-14 Collingwood.
Pies are just getting nothing across their half forward line. Both Kruger and Cox just hardly touching it. They've now moved Cox to full forward. He's only had the 1 disposal so far.
If you just joined us, conditions here very good at the moment for footy. The sun is shining down on here at Giants Stadium. A wrestle for the ball at ground level from the boundary throw, and Lipinski tried to work it out. Got tackled, lost it. Stone got tackled, lost it after he picked up for the Giants. Spills to Cumming. Hand pass over the top. He's got time, he's got space. Bruin runs with a fly to the footy and takes a nice mark 55 metres out from goal. Real open forward line. They stream in. He's got O'Halloran screaming for it. Goes longer. It's too long for Lloyd. Allows Crispin in the back pocket to clean up for the Pies.
Side bottom, Cool in a crisis, sweeps the handball to Noble. So they go back to that eastern side. And a little low ball hits Josh Dacos. Started well, crosses defensive 50. High ball and long ball to centre wing. And it's cleverly marked by Oliver Henry. He looks a good type too. Goes back to Dacos. He's going to get run down. Swivels the hips. Just does really well. Eludes a tackler. Goes with a little low ball. And Lockie Ash spiking right fist. Ball out of play. Half forward for the Pies. They trail it by 10 points. And the Shadows are quarter time. 2-2-14 Collingwood. They trail the Giants 4 straight 24 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Just disappointed by a little bit of loose checking from the Pies through the midfield, particularly leaving Josh Kelly forward of that last contest. He was able to just be unaccounted for and drive that forward.
Boundary throw in, tap down to Elliott. His kick box smothered, so it spills back to Kelly. Little hand pass to Big Flynn. Got dragged on the kick, runs along the ground. Taranto came off the wing, grabbed the footy, shrugged them off. Siren went. And it's quarter time here at Giants Stadium. The Giants 4 straight goals, 24. The Pies at 2-2-14. Jude Bolton's in the house with Troy Luff, Brett Seymour and Baz. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install Ream.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Something feels off today.
Does
what
it?
do you mean? Is there a full moon or something?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a waxing crescent.
Is it?
It's a waxing... no.
No, that's what I had done on the weekend. I really had some hair removed. I'm not going to lie.
Just the crescent?
Just the crescent. Had my eyebrows threaded and my waxing crescent done. I got a touch of the Anthony Calellas this weekend.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Harmac Homes are offering up to $40,000 of added value at no extra cost. See our latest display to run your estate beverage. CDVU 58040.
Need to move? Well, when you have something or someone to move, you can count on Avis for great rates, reliability and experience. They make moving easy. Avis Truck Rentals has the vehicles whether you're moving 1 bedroom or 5. With trolleys and hydraulic lifts, Avis Truck Rentals will make your moving day stress-free. Don't pay others to do what Avis makes easy. Avis Trucks, Utes, Vans, Buses and 4-wheel drives. With a branch near you, avis.com.au.
Getting up to anything this weekend? Well, tomorrow we'll probably go for a swim before UV3. At UV4, do a little gardening, have some lunch from UV8 to UV13 and take the dog for a walk at UV3.
Nice. The higher the UV, the greater your risk of sunburn and skin cancer. So when UV is 3 or above, be sun smart. Slip, slop, slap, seek and slide. Check the UV at myuv.com.au.
Get ready. Under the Southern Stars is rolling in with a huge night of rock. Cheap Trick. Stone Temple Pilots. Bush. A new edition, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club and more. Saturday, March 12, Hastings, Foreshore, Mornington, and Wednesday, March 16, Margaret Court Arena. On sale now at underthesouthernstars.com.au. All previous tickets 100% valid.
Fly away with a full belly and belly full of laughs on every Qantas flight. Enjoy complimentary food, drinks, entertainment, baggage, and more. Why wait? Book your next Qantas flight today. Terms and conditions apply.
Got your eye on a new phone? Well, the wait is over. The new Galaxy S22 series breaks the rules of smartphone innovation. And right now, you can save up to $1,320 only at Vodafone when you trade in an eligible device and stay connected to a selected Vodafone plan. Why wait? Head into a Vodafone store and connect today. Value based on trade-in credit for eligible Samsung device plus bonus credit powered by Azure and offer ends 4th of April. Trade-in by 11th of April. T&Cs apply.
With vitamins, minerals, and a transformative umami flavour, you can add the Mighty Mushroom to just about anything. Take tonight's dinner, for example. Add the Mighty Mushy. Tomorrow's breakfast, add the Mighty Mushy. Toast, mushy. Sunday roast, mushy. Every meal in between, yep, mushy. Bottomless brunch, add it. Barbecue lunch, add it. Need an umami punch? You know what to add. And of course, whatever you're eating next, I probably don't need to say it again, but I will. Add the Mighty Mushy. Australian mushrooms.
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Quarter time here at Giants Stadium, and the Giants have started well. 4 straight goals, 24. The Pies at 2-2-14 at quarter time. Barry Denner, Brad Seymour, Jude Bolton and Troy Luff. And Bolts, it was an interesting first term. The Pies jumped out of the blocks and the Giants just did it nicely from about 10 minutes into that first term.
Exactly right, Baz, and it was reflective in the stats as well. I thought just that early defensive zone from Collingwood was fantastic. Their pressure, we saw about 3 holding the balls on the Giants. They were able to wrap them up and then try and go in transition. But then GWS got on top, and as you mentioned, at about that 10 or 13 minute mark, they had 7 or 3 clearances from that time on, and Kelly, Hopper and Canelio just started to get control of the midfield. 13 touches to Josh Kelly in that first quarter, and also 81% kicking efficiency to the Giants. You cannot allow them to have that sort of kicking efficiency because they start to kick around the likes of Darcy Moore when they're entering in because they're able to just slice you up.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, Luffy, does that reflect... Is it reflected what Jude's talking about? Kelly Canelio getting busy?
Yeah, Canelio's had 10, Kelly's had 13, Hopper 10 as well, Ward 8. He's been mopping a lot of that across the half-back. Ward, a lot of intercept marks. O'Halloran coming 6. And Phil Davis, been watching, he's had 6 disposals. He's just not paying any attention whatsoever to Mason Cox at half forward because he knows he hasn't been dangerous. As soon as the ball is kicked inside 50, he leaves him, goes straight to where the ball's going. He's not even concerned. Have a look at Collingwood. Hoskin Elliott's had 8, as has Dacos. Maynard, Nick Dacos, Noble 7 apiece, Elliott and Pendlebury 6 apiece.
Yeah, love the calmness of Nick Dacos in his first community series outing, so he was fantastic.
Yeah. Luffy, one injury concern so far for the Pies. Lipinski just hobbled off there at quarter time.
He did. His right ankle, he was actually being helped off the field, and I'm having a look now. I cannot see him on the field. He wasn't on the bench. So he must have gone down into the rooms at quarter time for the Collingwood doctors to assess it.
Yeah, couldn't put any weight on that, and we saw Isaac Cumming get crunched by Kruger, and that's been the modus operandi for Collingwood, is just getting forward in a big contest from Mason Cox and Kruger. He came back on, though, late, Isaac Cumming.
Big hopes for Lipinski this year, isn't it? So let's hope he's all right down there.
Definitely.
So in the centre of the ground, we're ready to go for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Don't forget, triple header this afternoon. The second game here in a row will be Sydney and North Melbourne after this one for Choice Hotels around the grounds. The umpire slams it into the deck. Grundy and Flynn go at it. Flynn got his kick partially smothered. Nick Dacos comes off half back, claims the footy, hand pass to Pendlebury, another one to Grundy. We go back by hand to Maynard, who's got space at half back, delivers nicely to De Goey here on the wing.
Finley McRae is the one who's come into the midfield with Lipinski off the ground.
So De Goey now settles, looks, kicks towards half forward, 2-on-1. Well, it looked to advantage the Giants. Was that a throw? It was.
Theory.
So free kick Giants at half back. So Iden just eases the footy to Lockie Ash. And so much talent in this GWS side, stacked with early draft picks. They settle again. So across half-back, they lead it by 10 points as Lockie Whitfield doesn't want to waste the footy, and he doesn't. He kicks it to Lockie Keefe in front of Mason Cox. Wearing the goggles this afternoon. So Lockie Keefe called the play on.
No movement ahead of
Very stop-start. Forced onto the left side. Kick isn't great to go. He'll cut it off centre wing.
So defensive side, he looks straight to the corridor where he's Pendlebury, who marks and waits for the runner. It's Maynard, takes it by hand, takes a bounce, runs to 55. Terrific smother from Phil Davis, but it spills back to Noble for the Pies. Got it to Dacos. Nick Dacos kicks inside forward 50. Forward pocket, no mark taken. Iden fights for it for the Giants. Hand pass missed the target. Grundy slipped over, allowed Kelly in at half back. Hand pass off And a kick by O'Halloran, real high back here to the wing to Proust.
Proust can't mark. And ball out of play. Jack Madgen did well. It's a spiking fist. And we'll have a throw in. 4 straight 24 Giants, 2-2-14 Collingwood.
Collingwood had continued on with the same vein as they did in the first quarter. Just get it on quick. We just saw the mark in the middle by Pendlebury, just wants to get it on quick, where the Giants, they're doing the same as they did in the first quarter, just really slow, arduous football.
So from the throw in, Grundy to 12 o'clock, and Elliott was clever, went round the body with a good kick. But the former captain in Davis will cut it off. I'm not sure what that was for. We might listen in again.
No, he got called to stand and he moved off the mark.
There we go. He got called to stand.
Get rid of that rule.
Off the mark.
I hate that rule.
Well, you can hate it all you like, but that's the rule. So
Hate's a very strong word.
It took one step.
So Davis up to the middle of the ground. Just a little chipping ball to Cornelio, and Cornelio marks 55 from home. Kicking to the northern end, the river end here at Giant Stadium. Low ball, side bottom, clever. Bobby Hill was just edged out of it with the body from Maynard.
He was really quiet first quarter, side bottom. Only the 3 handballs. Needs to get busy.
His first kick of the match, Bolts.
Side bottom, left foot drop punt outside. Defensive 50, off hands it spills to the boundary line. Perryman kept it in. Kicks partially smothered, bounces inside, forward 50 for the Giants. Nick Dacos did well. Terrific hands to side bottom. Hand pass to Goey. They go corridor here. Over to Elliott. They're running now, the Pies. Hand pass to Crisp. Takes a bounce, approaches forward 50. Over the top to Kruger. Little fumble. Allows Bobby Hill in for the tackle. At the hand pass back to Crisp. Right on the boundary line. 25 out, real high ball. Ginnivan, Cox, the big man was up. He couldn't bring the mark down. 10 out from the Pies goal. They pile in on top. And we'll have a ball up.
Just love the attack on the ball from Nick Dacos on the half-back flank. Left his opponent, went for the footy, and then the calm, deft hands over the top. That's what opened the footy up.
Mason Cox, he's not going to get too many opportunities like that. He needs to gobble that in.
Not 15.
Not 15. You heard the umpire. And it'll come back. That'll be out on the full. Free kick Giants in the back pocket.
You're right, Brad. It was against Lockie Ash, that marking contest. And it was straight to Cox's hands. Lockie Ash did really well to push hard as back as he could to make it difficult. And in the end, as we saw, Cox didn't take the mark that he should have.
So 4 goals to 2. Ginnivan and De Goey for the Pies. Bobby Hill, Lloyd, Hopper and Jake Riccardi are your goal kickers for GWS. 24-14 as GWS just try to plot their way
2 metres, please.
from half back.
Josh, 2 metres, please.
Josh Dacos just called back on the line. He is now. Cornelio goes with a low ball and it's perfectly directed to Tom Green. They can run now. Held up by De Goey. Stands the mark. Lockie Ash with the footy. Centre wing broadcast side. GWS 24, Collingwood 14. As Lockie Ash goes up the line, he wants Big Bruce and he doesn't let him down. Not in the back, said the umpire. Turns quickly. Long ball. Himmelberg. He's got it. And Harry Himmelberg will get his first look at goal. Only about 10 or 15 out. Pretty acute angle, river end.
Good work from Braden Bruce and goes straight over and lets Brodie Grundy know about it because he took a big, strong mark. And then when he wheeled around, he knew he had Himmelberg if he could just give it with the depth of kick.
Himmelberg makes no mistake. And the Giants get their 5th. Their 5 straight 30. Collingwood at 2-2-14. Triple M scoreboard.
What I've been impressed with Bolton, and it helps set up this shot for goal, is Phil Davis's first. Well, it's only a quarter and a half. He's already had the 9 disposals, taken 4 marks. He's just playing such a leadership role down there. Mason Cox in the first quarter, and he's carrying on here. He knows that, he's getting older. He was left out of the side a lot towards the end of last year, and he has to start this season well to get his position back in this starting 22.
Pre-season games are just as important for the youngsters who are looking to impress, for the older guys who are looking to just make sure that they're still, stamping their authority as well.
He wants to extend the career a little bit longer, so he started really well for Davis. Yeah.
Don't forget, if you're out and about, you can now stream every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Bounce a little bit sideways, stayed in the circle. Flynn got the tap down, but Crisp will run onto it. Can't break the tackle of Kelly. Released the ball by hand. Some little hand pass will come out the side bottom. Dropped it. Little kick off the ground for the Giants out of the pack. Ends up with Green. Hand pass to Big Flynn. Another hand pass to Bruin. In fact, it was Hopper who was dragged down in a tackle.
Tyler Brown.
And the free kick will go to Tyler Brown, just fall to the centre of the ground.
That's the 4th holding the ball in Collingwood's favour. Tackling's been good. So Brown loads up, kicks to the hot spot, they fly. Cox can't mark. Giants with the numbers. Kelly there brought down into good tackle from Dacos. And we'll have a ball up, 40 out from the Pies goal. 5 straight 30 Giants, 2-2-14 Collingwood.
That's a good margin, Bolts. They've only laid 15, Brad, they've laid 15 tackles and got 4 free kicks from it.
That's a good percentage, Luffy. Hit and stick. So Tyler Brown pushes it forward. Ball pinballs around to Kelly on the right shoe. High ball to the middle. Himmelberg can't mark. Darcy Moore just tries to bash it forward. Noble nose over the footy. Hopper gets him in a good tackle right in the centre circles. And it will have a ball up. So Himmelberg, the only goal kicker of this quarter so far. 8 minutes gone, and he kicked it on the 5-minute mark.
16 points up the Giants. Ball thrown in the air. Huge pack around it in the centre of the ground. Kelly wins it. Little hand pass to Ward. Clever. Skips around. Short pass to Taranto. He's about 65 from home. It's an open forward line. He's got to go long early. He does. Flying from behind. Riccardi. Big leap. Doesn't mark. Can't bring it down. Forward pocket for the Giants. The ball's loose. Grabbed by Nick Dacos. Hand pass off to Josh Dacos. And they get out of trouble from the back pocket. Long ball back here towards the wing. A 2-on-1 the Giants' way. The ball's going to bounce in the favour of Cumming. And he drives them back inside.
Hot spot. Riccardi will fly again. Crisp at the back. Leaves it behind Maynard's there. And they'll escort the ball over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in. 30 metres out, river end of the Giants' goal. They lead 5 straight 30. Collingwood 2-2-14. Middle stages, second term. Ball spins back into play. Lights on at Giants Stadium. Taranto from the pack just hacks it forward. Riccardi goes round the body. It's an up and under ball. Play on's the call. Pendlebury hemmed in. Josh Dacos also. And a little underground handball will find the boundary line. We'll toss it back in. 9 played second term. And the Giants are 5 straight 30, 2-2-14 Collingwood.
Giants are well set up outside the arc for defensive exits from the Collingwood side.
Boundary throw in. The Pies working hard to try and get this out. Crisp. Josh Dacos. The ball still bouncing through hands in dispute. Ground level ball. Nick Dacos. Clever. Clean pick up. Clever hands to Noble. Drills into the centre to Kruger.
Great kick.
And a few young men combine, and it looks good for the Pies from here. Kruger. Long ball inside forward 50. Up they go. Big fist on it from Iden. Down to ground level for side bottom. Hand pass into the path of his teammate in Henry. And he runs into an open goal and slams it home for the Pies. 3-2-20 plays. 5 straight goals 30. The Giants up by 10 points. Triple M scoreboard.
What about the transition? We just mentioned how well the Giants were structured outside their defensive arc. And just to be able to hit that kick up through the middle. The Giants had taken the dangerous shoulder, but to back themselves, hit up through the middle, and that's what opened up the ground. They got the support as well.
The Degoe goal later in that first term resulted in Kruger turning and going quickly, and now Oliver Henry was the recipient this time because Kruger didn't wait. He marked in that dangerous area, 70 to 60 from goal, turned quickly, put the defence under the pump, and went hard and straight.
And as you know, Snapper, being a defender, there's nothing worse than the ball coming in that quick when you have no time to set up, like yourself individually and as a team. And that's what Collingwood have been able to do a few times here.
Side bottom getting busy as well. He only had 3 disposals in that first bit. He's had 3 in this first 10 minutes.
Jude Bolton, Troy Luff with us. Triple M Seabus super special comments this afternoon. So Collingwood get one back. They will escape the middle again through Crisp, who's been busy. A little low ball. And Lux a fortune. Hoskin Elliott will mark 45 out directly in front.
Little low dart though. It doesn't matter. Like sometimes you try and kick as you come out of that midfield spot. You're trying to drive it so deep. He actually just lowered his eyes enough, and Hoskin Elliott quick to turn his opponent
around.
And
it makes it tougher for the defender because you're trying to watch a player and the ball at the same time and coming in so low and hard.
Hoskin Elliott fires, and he's missed near side. 3-3-21 Collingwood. They trail by 9 points, 5 straight 30 the Giants on the Triple M scoreboard.
Inside 50s are pretty even, 18 to 19 Collingwood's way. So they've had it in both plenty of times to score, and we've only seen 3 goals for the Pies.
Perryman from fullback goes short to Keefe. He marks about 25 from the goal he's defending. Goes out wide, in fact, backwards to Callan Ward on the outer side back pocket. Marks and plays on. Long ball to Himmelberg, who's close to the boundary line on the wing. And through the big man's hands. Slips out of bounds. And another throw-in will do. Still 12.5 minutes left to play in this second term. 5 straight goals, 30 the Giants. The Pies 3-3-21.
He's a good player, Maynard. Love watching him play. Just sits off enough, gives them teasing distance, but he knows he can always close that gap when he needs to.
1 goal apiece this quarter. Throw in centre wing out of side. Tyler Brown grabs it. He's putting a good tackle by Tanner Bruin, but he's able to clear. He goes now. A little quick give. A high ball in now to Elliott. Elliott in the forward pocket, one way then the other. Taylor puts the pressure on him. It comes from all angles. Ward should be able to scoop this one up in his goal square. It's going hard at it.
Yeah.
Hang on, what's the free kick for, umpire?
There is a... There's a collision right.
That was just a strong contest. Looking forward to seeing the Triple M replay here.
He's given the free kick to the Giants when both players were hard at the ball and they've bumped into each other.
Well, with the eyes on the ball, did one take the eyes off the ball to go at the man?
They both turned their shoulder, you can see.
The ball was there to be
Kruger just tucked the shoulder in as well. Oh, that is just a strong contest between two players. And
it's cost them a goal, Colin, because they got a goal from the ball that was on the ground.
So we're going to get held up in play for just a moment. Kruger's on the ground talking to the trainers.
Kruger's the one that the free kick was given against, and yet he is on the ground now in the hands of the trainers in a lot of trouble. Looks like his right shoulder that he did make impact with Ward on. That is what they're holding at the moment.
There's the Harvey Norman there, boys. You have a look. He's elected to bump.
They both elected to bump.
But it didn't hit his head.
And they both protected each other.
But it didn't hit his head. It didn't hit Ward's head. It hit Ward's shoulder. So the umpire has seen a player go down. Where's the head contact in that replay?
It's rattled the cage.
And that's all it is. And the umpire has seen a head. Oh, no, it's got to be too high. Paid a free kick. There's no free kick there at all.
They do make mistakes, Luffy. I'll let you know. They do. So Kruger's up on his feet, which is good news. So Kruger is getting escorted from the ground, but he is walking, so that is good news. But the decision will go the way of the Giants, and Cal Ward will take the free kick. 5 straight 30 Giants, 3-3-21 Collingwood.
Going straight down into the rooms.
Real big hit, that one, as Ward.
Well, in today's day and age of protecting the players, that was as good a hit as you can get that's fair. Baz?
Long ball outside defensive 50, Flynn up with Cox. And neither big man could mark. Taranto was first at the ball, tackled immediately. And you're right, Luffy. He's been pinged for holding the ball. And the free kick will go to Murphy. So Murphy for the Pies, who stands on the true wing position, broadcast side of the ground. Pops it back forward. Big leapers, no mark again. Kelly at the full of the ball was front and square for the Giants. Did well, clean. Hand pass back to Perryman, another one to Ash. He's on defensive 50, broke the tackle of Ginnivan. Hand pass back to Ward, tried to get it over to Kelly. Noble got in the way. Taranto put his head over it, won it. Hand pass back to Ward, another one to Lloyd, and he just hooks across his body to the wing. And Himmelberg won't get there because Darcy Moore in front marks clean.
They kept hunting after them, Collingwood, there, and just forced that pop kick out, and Darcy Moore was waiting.
So Moore transfers to Madgen, and he goes further to the eastern side of the ground to Maynard. So cleverly done here by Collingwood. Now with Dacos. So he's been impressive this afternoon from what we've seen. And a little low kick is perfect for Mason Cox, and he's dropped the sitter. So Giants will attack from half-back. Bobby Hill's got it on the wing. He can turn and go. Collingwood caught offside here now. Bobby Hill just waits a moment, settles, then goes inboard to Taranto. Taranto wants to move it quickly from 60 from home. High ball, Himmelberg can't mark. Pendlebury should get back there first, and he does. Escorts the ball through for a minor score. And the Giants' first blemish, they move to 5-1-31, 3-3-21 at Collingwood Triple M scoreboard.
The Giants were too slow to push the player into the forward line then. As Bobby Hill had the ball, he had to stop, and Collingwood had 3 off. As we've got a player for the Giants coming off. It could be right, Bolts, a hamstring.
Left hammy, I think.
So there's also a 50-metre penalty here for something. Did you see that, Baz?
Ran through the mark.
He was just trying to get off.
You talk about...
Thanks out, Harry.
Oh, you're serious?
That's all it was. He's done his hand.
Oh, that is unfair of the umpire.
Yep.
Outside 5.
So Pendlebury's been brought right into the centre of the ground. He's got a player running in Moore. Hand passes off to him. And Darcy Moore goes long with a drop punt to the forward pocket. In front, the big man Flynn brought it to ground. Hand pass off to Perryman. Off balance with a kick. Spills to Ginnivan for the Pies. Hand pass to side bottom. He's on forward 50. Kicks back to full forward. 10 metres out. No mark taken. Whitfield off hands. Little hand pass and a kick out of the back pocket to Bruin. Pushed off it by Murphy. Back of the pack. Himmelberg runs onto it. Can't break the tackle. Got a hand pass to Riccardi.
And Lloyd is going to get mowed down from behind. That's holding the ball, umpire. Yes, it is. Pendlebury picks it up quickly. Goes to Maynard. Crosses 50. Fires. And pulls it awfully. And hits the point post on the full. And a free kick for out on the full will go to the Giants. Another injury to GWS, Luffy.
It is Connor Stone. It does look like a hamstring. He's on the bench now, and he's feeling the back of his left leg. The docs aren't even looking at it. He knows what he's done, doesn't he, Bolt?
Yeah, it looked like that standard one where you look like you've been shot by a sniper.
So Ash from half-back for the Giants. Kicks to a pack of 5 on the wing. No mark taken. Big Bruce fell over. Back of the pack, Pendlebury was happy to let the balls sort of bounce and lope to him. Picks it up, kicks forward to the wing. Elliott overran it. Perryman did well. Grabbed it, but hand passed over his head. Didn't know where it went straight to Brown. So Tyler Brown kicks Collingwood back to half forward. Opportunity here for McCree, who's on the ground. Hand pass off to Nick Dacos and off balance on the kick. He's kicked it out of bounds. It bounces out of bounds, left forward pocket for Collingwood.
Well, Nick Dacos in his first appearance for the Pies, 13 disposals on the Triple M Red Lead Zending stats so far.
Team high.
So GWS by 10 points. They throw it in the forward pocket. Cox tries to grab it. Unsuccessful. Hasn't had a great afternoon thus far. Crisp, he's been busy. O'Halloran can clear. He does. Back pocket. A little low ball, Noble. And the arms were extended. And the hands were sticky on that occasion, so he marks it to repel for the Pies. He's about 70 from home. He sets this one up towards full forward. Cox comes at it. Doesn't grab the mark again. The Giants line up behind the footy. If they can just get there, they can't. And a flying shot at goal from Mason Cox is a minor score. 3-4-22 the Pies. They trail the Giants 5-1-31 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Better contest there from Mason Cox. He was able to get his hands on that footy, actually. Jordan De Goey trying to get front and square, snatched it out of them.
So Perryman off half-back. Gets a kick away. Comes in towards Whitfield. Punched out of his hands. Pies can go again here. Ginnivan pushed it out towards his teammate McCree. He picks it up off ground level. Hand pass back to Pendlebury. He's got a bit of time here. Pendlebury lopes away. Left foot drop punch. Sits it up for De Goey. Davis with a spoil. Crisp at ground level. Punched it towards Collingwood's goal. Kelly was waiting. Runs out of the back pocket. Lost it in the handle. Opportunity for Dacos. Josh Dacos from the boundary line. It's touched on the line. Hooked across the body. Is the Dacos boys involved today? 5-1-31 the Giants. 3-5-23 the Pies. 7.5 left to play in the first half.
Let Pie fans know that Kruger is still down in the rooms after a heavy hip and shoulder with Callan Ward, and Lipinski yet to take the field in this second quarter.
So Whitfield from the kick out, that's caught high. Play on's the call, advantage, you heard it on the effects, Mike. Riccardi's involved. Bruce looks to handball. He's got Himmelberg running. Shotgun for him. They've crossed centre wing. A high ball. Darcy Moore couldn't complete the mark. Pendlebury's there to help out. The Pies with the numbers. Brown's the handball to Noble. Noble just waits, draws a crowd to him, and then goes back to Pendlebury across halfback. So the Pies can settle here. GWS 31, Pies 23, 20 minutes second term as Pendlebury ambles away. Goes down the line. Noble should be the first to get there. He is. Sweeps a handball to Crisp. Crisp leaves it behind. Spills to Tom Green. Flying shot at goal. He misses everything. Ball out of play in the forward pocket. And we'll have a throw-in. 21 played, second term.
Giants player down in back.
Might be Lloyd,
I think it's Daniel Lloyd. He just copped a high one from Maynard, who a little bit of chin music just...
Maynard will be missing the next 2 weeks after that one bolts. He's just put a...
He's called for the doctor, so the doctor's come out.
We'll play on. We'll go with the playback.
All right.
Back to
left hit to the...
So the umpires let the play go on here. Tarando's got it forward pocket for the Giants. There's a snap across the body and kicks a beautiful goal. He's falling to his backside. Got an opportunity as the ball bounced his way in big traffic. 6-1-37 the Giants. 3-5-23 Collingwood. As we tick up to the 21-minute mark of the second term on the Triple M scoreboard. But young Lloyd on that
still
Harvey Norman replay, boys. What'd you see?
It was Maynard came in with a swinging right left arm, and his forearm has copped Lloyd pretty much right across the chin. Back of the head, right across the chin, and Lloyd's gone straight down.
Back of the head or across the chin?
Look how long your forearm is. It's a whole lot like that.
All right.
And
I'm saying left ear hole, but it's not good. He's still down. He's just
gone
getting
straight
up.
down. And there's Maynard... bolts, that's 2 to 3 weeks, I reckon. It's a practice match, it doesn't matter, but that is intentional.
I don't think we're here to crucify one.
That is intentional. The ball was...
I want to see it again, Lumpy, because it was a strong contest in the air. I absolutely agree.
He's on his feet too. He's on his feet. He's walking off.
There was no contest. He didn't have any attempt at the ball. If you watch the replay again, if they do show it, and we know how much they're cracking down on these sort of things.
We waited 12 minutes for that goal after Oliver Henry kicked one at the 9-minute mark. So the Giants get their second for the term. They're 6-1-31. Collingwood 3-5-23. As Daniel Lloyd...
Just in the hands of the trainers, isn't he? He's just he's coming off pretty gingerly at the moment.
It's a slow walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't suspect he'll come back on.
No. Well,
the rest of the game. We've got 8 on the bench, so there's no need to.
So he'll just hopefully keep that head nice and still. Might have a headache for a couple of days as we await a restart. Lights are on here. No rain since the beginning of the match. Been very lucky this afternoon after over 140 mil has fallen in 4 days here in Sydney. So ground in remarkable condition. We get set for a restart for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Holding, you heard the umpire. So Bruce will take the free kick. He'll look to handball, as all good ruckmen do. He gives it to Whitfield. Left side, high ball. Himmelberg's in the box seat. Riccardi elevates too. Leaves it behind. Tanner Bruin. Bobby Hill. Goal square. Goal. His second, Bobby Hill. He's just when he's given a little bit of space close to goal. And the Giants get their 7th. 7-1-43. They lead the Pies 3-5-23 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Well, the clearance work for the Giants has been really impressive today. 18-14 in the clearances. And once again, when they're able to bring the likes of Lockie Whitfield and those types of players, Josh Kelly, and link up through there, you know the ball's going to be distributed really nicely inside forward 50. I loved the work from Tanner Bruin on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. It was so clean, but just got the deft little handball over the top and allowed Bobby Hill to run onto it.
There's Jude Bolton there, Triple M Super Special comments. If you see him in the street, just go up and say good day. He's a good bloke, but please don't ask him about uncontested possessions. You just get a confused look. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Don't forget at Macca's, he can score enough to feed the whole team. Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack. They're beautiful. And if you can smash them early, go back and get another load. The bounce is good. Ground level ball, grabbed by Crisp. Kick went straight up in the air. But the Pies have got the numbers around ground level here. Kick inside forward 50 by McCree, and the whistle's gone in the square. It's a free kick to the Giants.
Did you hear the umpire as the ball came in? You've both engaged. So then how does he determine who gets the free kick there?
McCreary just disposed of him and threw him to ground.
But they're both engaged. They're both holding each other.
So Connor Iden goes wide, and Bruce takes a good mark. DeGoey into the middle also for the Pies for a little gallop. So Braden Bruce, you heard the umpire. Play on's the call. Long down the line. They fly. No one can mark. Ball gets to the back. And Madgen's there to escort the footy over the line with Madgen. And I think that was Bruce. So we'll get a throw in. 7-1-43 the Giants. 3-5-23 the Pies. Just need to hold firm here, the Pies. This one could get away from them. It's Tom Green. Avoids the tackle. Elevates the handball back to Perryman at half forward outer side. Perryman, a little low ball. Dacos, clever little handball to his brother. Then Noble on the fly. He can run and gunny. Audacious bounce. Draws a couple to him. They've got the runners now. Tyler Brown has to give it to DeGoey. DeGoey 60 from home. A little low dark towards half forward. No one can mark.
So an opportunity at ground level comes out for Collingwood through DeGoey, who slapped it nicely towards his young teammate in Henry. Henry got tackled, had to hand pass away from the pack. Now it's still at half forward. Trying to swoop on it was Green. Stumbled over his own feet for the Giants, but managed to get a little hand pass out that was okay. Ash off balance with a kicked it straight to Madgen, who marks on the wing for the Pies, and they can go again.
So Madgen draws a crowd to side bottom one way, then the other. Tries to slip. That's holding the man.
He's already holding him. Yeah, he was holding him before he took possession of the football.
Well, I don't think he's going to win that race. Mr. Side bottom against Bobby Hill. So side bottom just forward of centre wing. Broadcast side of the ground as the Pies look to mount another challenge. Kicks it towards Mason Cox. Can't mark it again. He's got his hands to a few. Then drops the ball clean. That's holding the footy. It's ugly stuff from Mason Cox.
Sam Taylor just doesn't give you any separation. That's the way he loves to play. He loves to just give
Another
his
50.
opponent absolutely no room at all.
So 50 metres, let's see what that was
I think there was
for.
another player encroached in protected area. I don't think it was Mason Cox this time. I think he was standing still.
He's going to give 250s away if he doesn't move.
So Taylor's got the footy, been marched right up the centre wing. Perryman riding shotgun with him, draws a crowd, swoops the handball to Lockie Ash. He's 60 from home. A low ball towards the pocket, no one can mark. Noble's in the back. Bruce worries him out of it. Himmelberg, flying shot at goal. And it is a one behind. 7 goals, 2:44 now. The Giants, they lead the Pies 3-5-23, Triple M scoreboard.
Still no Daniel Lloyd, no Kruger, no Lipinski, and no Connor Stone at this point, Buffy.
I think they may be actually finished for the day. Kruger now has a black line, so that could be either possibly concussion or he damaged his right shoulder when he collected Callum Ward.
Tony Noble brought it into Nick Dacos, who kicked out to Henry, outside defensive 50. Now a kick to the wing, Iden off hands, claims it for the Giants, hand pass to the dangerous Kelly, hugged in on the boundary line. He just sort of looked, glimpsed an eye out to his right, tried to squeeze it to forward 50. The ball beat his teammates out of bounds, just inside for the Giants.
Really looking forward to seeing what the actual AFL feedback is around that Kruger and Ward, because it was a genuine 50-50. It felt like Kruger just went harder and lower. He actually came off worse, but it was they both turned their shoulders.
Both hit shoulders.
The contact.
They both hit shoulders.
7 goals to the 3 to the home side as Taranto just tries to bullock his way through. Is that a high tackle? It is. And I think that's Peatling who'll take a free kick, is it? I think it is. Yes, it is. So he'll take a free kick, but he'll have to kick it 45 metres. Haven't seen much of him this afternoon, just the 4 games to date.
Nice little moustache on him.
Yes. Takes a brave man to wear that facial hair, doesn't it?
So he settles now. He's got yellow boots on, I know that. He kicks from 45. It's a nice looking kick too, but just misses to the near side. It's a minor score. 7-3-45 now the Giants. And in the shadows of half-time, they lead Collingwood 3-5-23.
You have made a point, Baz, that you are clean-shaven today.
Yes, it's all gone, Luffy. Handlebar, that's a thing of the past. Darcy Moore kicks outside defensive 50. Good hands, Grundy. Good hands. Have you seen the big fella, Bolts?
I thought his positioning's been quite good today. It's been an interesting battle with both Flynn and Bruce, but this is the one. Mason Cox, just need to see more impact from him.
Listen to the Bronx cheer for Mason Cox, gets his first mark for the day.
No, he marked forward to the wing and looks to play and just waited for the player to run past. It was Josh Dacos, and he goes long towards full forward. No mark taken by the Pies because Callan Ward sat underneath that nicely and took it clean.
Yeah, a little low ball to Taranto. Starting to get busy, Tim Taranto. His stats, Luffy, please.
Yeah, Taranto has now had 11 disposals.
For the quarter or in total?
For total.
So they work it. They've got the numbers again, and the dangerous Whitfield is out. So he kicks awkwardly towards half forward. Noble will be the recipient, and a little chipping ball back to Maynard as they just settle it down now. A little bit of
need to get some good ball movement here. Jamie Elliott needs to get involved.
Kick mark. So Hoskin Elliott to steal side bottom. They've worked it just forward of centre wing.
The open forward line.
7-3 plays, 3-5. Shadows of half time. Side bottom with the footy. Called to play on now. He'll kick towards Mason Cox. Brown, front and square, gobbled up in a good tackle. Has to release it to Pendlebury. Pendlebury holding the ball. And Josh Kelly will take the free kick, defensive 50.
Happy to calm it down this last little bit, Josh Kelly.
This will be 22 touches for Kelly, bro.
That's 60 seconds left in the half. The short kick wide to Ash. Another important player for the Giants as they set for 2022. And he's right on defensive 50. Called to play, and you heard from the umpire. Sort of a sideways ball that heads to the boundary line on the wing. Maynard kept it in, but he pushed it straight out to Peatling, who can kick it forward for the Giants. An opportunity for a late one off the knees of Himmelberg. Going out at Maginetta. Noble there as well. Lost it. Players pile on top of the footy. Collingwood, the halfbacks hold it up. And it's still 53 metres out from the Giants' goal.
31 minutes played in this second term. A couple of injuries of note. We'll update you on them at half time. Disputed ball. Holding Collingwood. It's going to Brown, I think it is. So Callum Brown will get the free kick at half-back for the Pies.
20 seconds.
And countdown to half-time. Long up the line is the call. He goes there right now.
So the player underneath it is the big man Cox. He can't mark. Off hands to Ash. Ash hand pass off to Taylor. His kick goes straight up in the air for the Giants towards the centre of the ground. No mark taken. Kelly tries to work his way through. Hand pass off to Hopper. Kick across the body inside forward 50. Well, the seconds beat them. Bodies over the footy. Himmelberg did well. Punched it out to Rando. Little snap. Partially smothered. No score. Half time here at Giants Stadium. The Giants 7-3-45. The Magpies 3 goals 5-23. Jude Bolton, Troy Luff and Brad Seymour in the house for McDonald's and Ream Triple M. Rocks footy.
That quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to beat the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for the Swans and Roos.
Oh, the Swannies are back in front.
Beautiful footy from the Kangas. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
Finding the time to find a bigger home always stopped us from moving. But O'Brien found our new home literally around the corner and had a buyer ready on ours. It just all tied in perfectly.
Real life, real stories, real estate agents. o'brienrealestate.com.au.
Want to find a great value phone from Vodafone? One that's only $2 a month? One that lets you explore and navigate your world? With Google built in, you have arrived at your destination. Get the incredible Oppo A16s for only $2 a month when you stay connected for 36 months on any Vodafone Infinite plan. Need directions? Head in store or visit vodafone.com.au today. Offer available until withdrawn. Plan cost additional. Total minimum cost $112. Phone RRP $252. T's and C's apply.
Don't miss a weekend full of action on and off the track when the Shannon's Motorsport Australia Championships hit Phillip Island March 18 till the 20th. Be there for the Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia Series, the thunderous roar of the S5000 open wheel race cars, and the amazing Hot Wheels stunt team. Plus family-friendly entertainment off track, food, and your chance to meet the drivers and check out their cars up close. The Shannon's Motorsport Australia Championships, March 18 till the 20th, Phillip Island. Grab your tickets now at motorsporttickets.com.au.
Hi, I'm Adam Shand, and in my new podcast in partnership with the Australian War Memorial, I talk to modern veterans. Search Up Close Conversations with Modern Veterans podcast and download the Listener app now to listen for free.
Listener.
Tools, tools, tools! Sydney Tools! Sydney Tools Back to Work sale is on now! Estwing 20-ounce claw hammer now $79. Save 11%! Milwaukee 18-volt fuel 10-piece combo kit just $29.9. Crazy deals on combo kits, hand tools, air compressors, laser levels, welders and much more. Makita 18-volt 3-piece combo kit now $9.99 and score a free blower. Sydney Tools, best prices guaranteed. Limited time only. Shop in-store online. sydneytools.com.au.
Hello, geeks to you?
Yes, hello?
I may have lost some photos.
Well, let's go find them.
Yes! Yes!
Tech problems? For remote or on-site help, go to geeks2u.com.au or 1300-GEEKS2U.
What about this little factoid? Check this out. Budget Direct have been named Money Magazine's best value car and home and contents insurer once again. This time for 2022. It's time you switch to Budget Direct.
Issuer Auto and General Insurance Company Limited. Read PDS, TMD and awards information at budgetdirect.com.au to decide if products suit you. Individual circumstances and policy terms may vary. Compare for yourself.
Get a quote now with Budget Direct.
Be in your new Harmac home by Christmas. See our latest display at Urania Estate Beveridge. That's the Harmac way. CDBU 58040.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for the Swans and Roos.
Oh, the Swannies are back in front.
Beautiful footy from the Kangas. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Half-time here at Giants Stadium, and the Giants doing it nicely, 7-3-45. The Magpies 3 goals 5, 23, a 22-point lead to the Giants, 2 goals to Bobby Hill. One on the first, one on the second turn. Brad Seymour and Baz calling the action. Jude Bolton, the superstar, in the box with Troy Luff this afternoon. And interesting first half, but on a Bit of a downside that we've had some real injury concerns here this afternoon.
We have. We've had 4 players that may not... Well, I'm just having a look now. It just came up now. They've got black through their line, which means they will not be participating anymore. Daniel Lloyd. Well, there'll be a little bit to look at for Maynard. There was a bit of a forearm across the head of Lloyd. He's been concussed. Stone looks like a hamstring. He is out for the Pies. Kruger, a very good hit with Kellen Ward. Kruger actually instigated it, and he's the one that's gone off. And Lipinski, he off with a left ankle concern at quarter time and has not resurfaced. So 4 players out. And lucky, having a look at the interchange players, we had 8 at the start of the day. All but two of them for Collingwood, 1 for the Giants have been used. And of the ones that have been used, there's only 2 players that have played less than 10 minutes in the first half. Whereas Iden, who started on the bench, he's played 26 minutes. He's actually the 4th player there in the interchange to have played more than 20 minutes.
What have you liked, Bolts? Both clubs, the Magpies and the Giants having hit out before round 1.
Yeah, first and foremost, I thought the Giants midfield really got on top at different stages there. I thought Kelly and Cornelio and Whitfield were terrific, and Cal Ward got busy as well. He had 18 disposals in that first half, but Josh Kelly was able to do what he liked, to be honest. He had 23 disposals leading all comers on the ground, and his ball use, he's running at 78% kicking efficiency. So I thought their clearance work was fantastic. I thought Grundy got the better of Bruce and Flynn in terms of the ruck hit-outs, but the work at ground level from the Giants mids, and they've been able to score 3 goals, 1 from stoppages, just to the 1 goal, 1 for Collingwood. But from a Collingwood perspective, I thought their defensive zone through the midfield has been good. It's stymied the quick ball movement from the Giants, but then they have been broken down. Once it got inside defensive 50, they've been able to be scored against. But Nick Dacos has been a standout for them. He's had 17 disposals, mopped up a lot of things off half-back, looked really composed, just bringing his under 18 footy to the senior level, and that's all you want to see is can they make the progression and have an impact at senior level.
It's always exciting, isn't it, to see young blokes? We know they had some great servants retire in the off-season, the Pies in Greenwood and Levi Greenwood, Chris Mayne, Joshy Thomas also, and of course Braden Sher was delisted, but it's exciting to see the young blokes come through. You can just see something being created and happening. Obviously Nick Dacos is a standout.
Yeah, huge upside for him, and it obviously gets so many of the Pies supporters excited. I think Pendlebury's been terrific. He's had 15 disposals in that first half, laid a couple of strong tackles, and had some clearance work as well. Maynard, as Luffy sort of said, they'll be definitely looking at his contact to the left head of
left head.
Left ear, of Daniel Lloyd. But certainly it was strong contact. You want to make it earn it. You could see it was a high ball in, but he just wore it straight over his left ear.
And they can ill afford to have him missing, because I think that back 6 of Collingwood is going to get a fair bit of work throughout 2022. Luffy, as I turn to you, they looked great defensively early on, the Pies, behind the ball. Set up really well. Hitting in, I think there was 4 free kicks played for holding the ball, so Craig McRae's got them attacking the footy, contested footy, going okay. But then they look forward, and there's, apart from Nathan Kruger, when he got the ball and was able to turn and move quickly with a little bit of space, they look to have no real structure forward of the footy. No. Mason Cox has had no influence on the game. De Goey's been quiet, spent some time in the middle as well. Elliott's been quiet. So you'd look around, and there's who else is going to take a pack mark? Who's going to offer some resistance to keep the ball inside forward 50?
Their go-to has really been get it in quick, low, so the likes of De Goey can get in hard, or Elliott get the low ball and try and beat their man, because they are tall in defence. But it has worked, but just hasn't worked enough. They've only managed to kick 3 goals. They've taken 2 marks inside their forward 50.
What's worked exactly?
No, when they have got it, the goals that they've got have all been from the same way. They've got it in quick, to go in, low balls, one-on-one contests. They haven't had marks. They haven't had a lot of scoring opportunity from marks. They've taken 2 marks, but in saying that, the Giants have also only had 3 marks inside their forward 50.
We saw the Bronx.
They haven't been strong either. But they've got nothing from their half-forward line. As you said, Kruger's, I think, had 1 good contested mark. Mason Cox, Bronx cheer because he took a mark all out on his own on the wing. But they need him taking marks at full forward in the goal square. Kruger's the same. That's what they have them down for. So there is no one, Brad, that is going to take these pack marks. We know De Goey can. We know Elliott can. but they're also not 6'5" and towering above the rest of the pack.
Well,
So-
Kruger's now out, so they just need to shuffle a little bit more. Just a little bit more method going forward. I did like the attacker to turn and go at different stages, but you've got to go with method as well. And just even the kick to advantage, it's sometimes as simple as just putting it to advantage.
That's what they've tried, is put it to Goey's advantage or Elliott's advantage, because they believe that they'll outrun their opponent, and they have done that, but the problem is it just hasn't been enough times.
Okay, so Kruger to me was arguably their most productive forward. Oliver started to get involved a little bit also, but with Kruger off the ground, what happens now?
Well, they've tried Mason Cox at half forward, and they had very little so far.
Well, I reckon Hoskin Elliott or someone like that needs to step up. They're obviously missing. They're missing. One of the key players they're missing is Myercheck. So important as that sort of half forward who can just take a really strong mark and have a presence up forward, and that's what they've missed at this point. Whether we do see the Darcy Moore being flipped down there just to provide a contest or something like that in the second half, we'll wait and see.
We know Darcy Moore is a fantastic forward, as he is a fantastic backman. And, Darcy Moore, he's done okay today as a backman, but we're having a look at his stats. He's hardly touched. He's had 4 kicks. He's had 7 disposals, 2 marks. We're used to seeing Darcy Moore take a lot of intercept marks, and he's only taken the 2 marks. Put him down there. Give Grundy a rest down there for 5 or 7 minutes. Put the ball up. We know what a great mark he is, and he makes it tough for the defenders to take him because he's just so big and so strong.
It's a great combination, Jude Bolton, and it's like a quarter pounder and chips, really.
Like a sausage roll and sauce.
Absolutely. Triple M Sebo super special comments here. Don't forget, on the Choice Hotels around the grounds, another game here this afternoon at Giants Stadium. It's Sydney versus North Melbourne. Your Triple M team, Kate McCarthy, will be heading it up. Great to have Kate back. Another win for the Saints yesterday in the AFLW. So fantastic for Kate McCarthy. Jack Heverin and Tim Sully, the callers this afternoon. Ethan Meldrum on the stats. And Ewan Giles will be on the boundary line. So that's happening after this one. And then the West Coast Eagles will take on Freo tonight from Optus Stadium. And we'll be there, of course, on Triple M footy. 7-3-45, 22 points up the Giants at half time. 3-5-23 are the Pies. From what you've seen of the Giants, just before we go and catch our breath, what you've seen of the Giants, the side that want to propel from 7th to try and break into a top 4 spot, and they're all sort of bottlenecking around there. A lot of talk about a lot of sides that can make it. It's going to be an interesting year for them. What have you seen this afternoon?
Oh, look, we spoke a little bit before the game about where's that improvement come from, and some of the youngsters have shown a little bit. I've liked the game of the likes of Xavier O'Halloran, Lockie Ash. He needs to take that next step again as a player, playing a little bit more through on the wing and half back. Tanner Bruin's done a few good things here and there, but their headline acts, they've got to be leading the charge. So Kelly, Cornelio, Whitfield, and Taranto and Hopper. So they've all been prominent today, but they need just that next layer. The likes of Jake Riccardi, can he have that big impact?
It's not their defence, it's not their midfield, it's their forward line that they need to work on, because we've seen with Taylor, he's fantastic. Davis has been great. Their midfield gets the kicks. Himmelberg has to stand up. Riccardi need players. They can't rely on Bobby Hill. So that is where they've got to improve.
Jude Bolton, Troy Lark, Brad Seymour and Baz this afternoon. It is a 22-point lead to the Giants over Collingwood at half-time. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
We've all been shocked at the news that we've lost yet another legend.
Warnie is one of the few people in any sport who gets to change the game.
Tomorrow at 6, right after the rush hour, we remember the great man and revisit his interview with Mark Howard on the Howie Games podcast.
The Gatting ball definitely changed my life. First ball, it was the perfect leg break, got voted the ball of the century. To do it first ball in the Ashes series, I think it was just meant to be.
Varley, Shane, Keith Warne.
Fly away with Qantas Fly Flexible. Enjoy unlimited fee-free date changes so you can plan for a change of plans. Why wait? Book your next Qantas flight today.
Just fly away.
Subject to booking and travel dates. A fair difference may apply.
Jump the doctor's queue while you're on the loo. That feels better. Frog in your throat, but you live remote. That feels better. Repeat prescriptions from our pharmacists, unless you need an exorcist. Rosemary feels better.
For our online doctors and pharmacy, go to rosemaryhealth.com.au.
Rosemary feels better. Rosemary feels better.
Hi, I'm Sam Squires, sports journalist and host of On Her Game podcast, created in partnership with Puma. If you could be fearless about the future of women's sport, what would it look like? I've partnered with Puma to ask their top sporting icons from netball, track and field, AFL and rugby league what they want the future of women's sport to look like and how we can achieve it. Search On Her Game podcast, created in partnership with Puma. Download the new Listener app now and listen for free.
Listener.
Having rented for 20 years, we've dealt with more than a few property managers along the way. Being treated with mutual respect was challenging, but that all changed when we met O'Brien.
Real life, real stories, real estate agents. O'BrienRealEstate.com.au.
The Australian-made mattress floor stock clearance last days at Harvey Norman. All discontinued floor stock must go. Now's the time to upgrade to an Australian-made mattress or ensemble and support local manufacturers. Our range includes the big-name brands Sleepmaker, Sealy Posturepedic and King Coil by A.H. Beard. This is your last chance to buy a quality Australian-made mattress or ensemble at an amazing price. All discontinued floor stock must go. The Australian-made mattress floor stock clearance last days ends this weekend at Harvey Norman.
Before the AFL season kicks off, the game has already begun. Stan takes you inside the deals and dramas of the AFL in the Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money.
I actually thought those meetings were private and confidential.
As the players' agents go head-to-head, building premiership teams.
This is the most unbelievable trade period I've ever seen in my life.
The brand new Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money, premieres Thursday, only on Stan.
Now you can stream Triple M footy wherever you are. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
Hi, I'm Matt Layton with a news briefing. Authorities are urging New South Wales residents not to let their guard down amid fresh flood warnings for the state. Severe thunderstorms are predicted for the flood-ravaged northern rivers over the coming days, with intense rainfalls likely. New South Wales CS Commissioner Carleen York says it's the same for the Central Coast down to the Illawarra.
It's still dangerous out there. The weather's still continuing. By all means, we want the community to try and, do as much clean-up as possible, but we've also got community members out sandbagging their properties again in some of these high-risk areas.
Shane Warne's longtime manager says his family's still coming to terms with the cricketing legend's death. James Erskine has told Nine he was the one who had to tell Warnie's family about the tragedy in Thailand.
1 minute, the kids are talking to him every day, and the next minute, they can't talk to him. And then they start thinking about, well, he's not going to be there for my 21st. He's not going to show me, take me down the aisle. All of those sort of things go through your head. So they are having a much harder time than anybody, really.
An autopsy is underway. Thailand police confirming Warnie's death is not being treated as suspicious. A woman is in a critical condition and 3 others are injured after a tree fell at Melbourne's Flemington Racecourse. Police are working out what caused the gum tree to come down. And Russia's financial system has suffered another blow in the wake of the invasion of Ukraine. MasterCard and Visa have suspended operations in the nation.
There's still time to join Laps for Life this March and support youth mental health. Swim your way, in the pool, in the ocean, on your own or as part of a team. Search Laps for Life today.
A shower or two for Melbourne today, down to 15 tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, chasing 24 degrees. Cloudy skies on Tuesday and Wednesday. Our Listener app is a new home of Triple M. Join up to listen live or on demand right now.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Rheem. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Rheem.
Welcome back to Giants Stadium, and it's a 22-point lead to the home side at halftime. 7:3:45. The Pies 3-5-23. We touched on the injuries just before the break. 4 to speak of: Pat Lipinski, Nathan Kruger, Connor Stone and Daniel Lloyd will take no further part in this particular match. We wish them a speedy recovery. Both sides back out on the park, and an overcast day here in Sydney. Lights are on. We are set for the second half. As I turn to Jude Bolton. Jude, you just want to drill down a bit further into the Red Z lending stats.
Yeah, a couple of areas that really, I guess, would be glaring for Collingwood at the point is just the plus 17 in uncontested possession through the midfield in favour of the Giants. They've been able to slice up, and I think they identified really early, Luffy, that Collingwood were setting up that defensive zone through the midfield. So they just used their ball use, kick mark, and they were able to just use the angles really well to slice it up. And that's reflective also that they're plus 20 in marks as well.
Yep.
So that controlled ball movement. But also the area that Collingwood needs to work on. They had 20 to 14 inside 50s in that second term. So they actually led the inside 50s. But the efficiency was just terrible. So they need to get contest and a little bit of method going forward. Can they isolate someone? Can they get a De Goey or Elliott just deep and keep everyone out there? Get those sort of 2 one-on-ones to play into. But let's see how they approach this one. But we haven't seen that flow of ball.
Very short.
So on that note, we see the Collingwood front six walking inside 50. And
McCreary, Ginnivan. We got Mason Cox there. You got Hoskin Elliott. And also
Oliver and Henry.
They're very, very short forward.
Elliott's there too.
Yeah, but I mean, Cox, he's getting his hands to the footy. He's not grasping them.
You know what? And I'm not having to go at him, but his glasses are very dark and there is no sunlight here. So surely that's got to affect a little bit of your vision when it comes to taking the ball.
Well, get the welding goggles off, you say.
Obviously,
I think so.
Obviously, they help him.
It's
or
not
he wouldn't
sunny.
be wearing them. It's not about the sun, I don't believe.
Okay, but if they're for his vision, they are the tint on it is so dark, and it's a dark day. Surely it's going to affect how you see the football.
All right, Baz. 7-3, 45 Giants, 3-5, 23 Pies.
Fair point.
For McDonald's and Rim Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy to go out of the middle. An inside-out talk to start this
Better
one.
Start.
And it's hit the chest
Henry.
of Henry. He's 60 from home. Turns quickly. Puts it to the hot spot. Cox, no. Gets bodied out of it by Keefe.
That's a start they want.
Well, off the grass goes Jamie Elliott. And off the left side of the body, kicks truly. So the Pies answer inside the first 30 seconds. They move to 4-5-29. GWS is 7-3-45. Triple M scoreboard.
Terrific clearance work there from the Pies and quick ball movement. Even though Cox didn't get a hand to it, he didn't allow the Giants to mark that in the defensive half. It was brought to ground, and then they go to work. Elliott lively. Fantastic work.
If you have a look, Bolts, as they're all seeing there in the huddle, Cox is a tower above all the rest. So maybe that's what the ploy is. Do what they just did then. Get it into Cox for a marking contest, and we've got 5 little blokes at your feet every time. We don't care if you don't mark it, because you will draw another player to that marking contest. We have 5 blokes on the ground waiting to pick it up, and the result was a goal. 20 seconds it took.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water steady, hot and strong. Install a Ream. Umpire slams it into the deck. The bounce is okay. Underway. Oh, Grundy read that better. He just weighted down and grabbed it and then kicked it to half forward. It's a high ball. Davis up for the Giants. Didn't mark. Back out of the pack to Keefe. A short ball will come out to Canelio, and he marks a true centre-half back for the Giants. Spins around in a 180 and goes short to the wing. Spots up Taranto and hits him up nicely.
They're deadly with their feet.
Yeah.
Deadly with their feet. In the early draft picks, laced on each line of this club. So Taranto now from half-back. Goes long up the line. Bruce should mark this unopposed, and he does.
His Moore gave him way too much room there, Brad.
So Bruce has it about 70, 75 from home, but he's hemmed in. Broadcast side goes long with a high ball to the hot spot. They jump at it, and Lloyd just brought it down.
How did that happen?
Well,
Not one Collingwood player contested that mark.
So, no, it's not Riccardi. It is Riccardi.
Riccardi actually went for the mark, didn't he? He jumped up, but then he took the mark on the ground, uncontested.
So confusing all.
Yeah, I think he was confused himself because no other player actually leapt for the mark with him.
Well, they misjudged it in the pack and it fell in his arms. So Riccardi can answer for GWS in a matter of seconds, and he does. So Jake Riccardi has a couple for the afternoon. And if you're a GWS fan, order is restored. 8-3-51, they lead the Pies, 4-5-29 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Unacceptable defensive work, though, from Pies. It's a long, slow ball in. No one competing against Riccardi, who didn't even need to put anybody on it. He ends up taking an uncontested chest mark 25 metres out directly in front.
He nearly dropped it, didn't he?
Replay.
He nearly dropped it because he was so shocked that not one other player contested the ball with him.
So, therefore, you would turn to your leaders in defence if you're a Collingwood and say, where's the communication? What's happening there?
It's a breakdown completely of communication, but someone needs to put some presence on the footy and just come across.
The problem was every Collingwood player looked at where their direct opponent was and they weren't actually watching the ball.
Giants by 22 points after that goal from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Early stages, third term here at Giants Stadium. Trying to spin out of trouble was Green for the Giants from the bounce. Got it to Cornelio, little hand pass to Kelly, another one to Ward. Then forced back to half-back. Ward was tackled, got it to Ashley, tackle.
Great tackle.
Terrific tackle. Josh Dacos.
Made no attempt.
Going to be rewarded too. Good to see. So Dacos.
Get in there.
There's four to the wing broadcast side.
Too slow.
Ginnivan was calling for it.
30 disposals, the Dacos brothers today.
Plays on, kicks towards full forward. Cox does bring it to ground this time. Giants are onto it, but the hand pass comes out of the pack, wasn't good. Hoskinellian got there first, lost it in the handle, trying to track the bouncing ball. And he pushed it out to O'Halloran and kicked outside defensive 50 for the Giants.
Noble just took the footy over the line, so...
Did you hear that, Brad?
Tries to bring it back in.
As he kicked it, you could hear the umpire say, "I'll pay deliberate." So after he's kicked it, the ball hasn't gone out, but he's already said, "I'll pay deliberate if it goes out before it was touched," which it wasn't touched.
Luffy taking homage. 51 plays, 29. Ball spins back into play. Forward for the Pies as GWS repelled a high.
Advantage.
So play on's the call. Dacos involved again to Noble across halfback. They've been busy. They've had plenty of work to do this afternoon. Ball in the grass, disputed ball. Cleverly done by Himmelberg. One way, then the other. A little handball to Green, and Green was blindsided by a side bottom tackle. And he brought him to the ground, and we'll have a ball up, centre wing out of side. 8-3-51 Giants, 4-5-29 Pies.
You lick your lips when they just don't know you're coming. You just mow them down.
Look at Bolt's big smile on the face. So the ball slapped to the boundary line. Kelly kept it in for the Giants, and his delivery was beautiful to Riccardi, who marks close to the boundary line about 5 metres in, but he's only about 38 metres out.
Yeah, it'd be a tough kick from here, but he's chance at back-to-back goals, Riccardi. Starting to have an impact inside forward 50.
One on the first and one in this term early. Got a couple for the day.
Jake, 1 metre.
They need Baz. Look where Mason Cox is now. What he's doing is pushing all the way up to half back, then running back to full forward. I don't see the necessary need for him to be that far up the ground.
Riccardi's drop punt has gone across the face of goal. Will it sneak in for a point? It does. So just to behind. 8-4-52 plays 4-5-29. It's a 23-point lead to the Giants. Early stages, third term, Triple M scoreboard.
Pendlebury, the designated kicker.
Grundy wants it up the middle.
So he plays on now, Pendlebury. He kicks it long towards that man. Slick little handball, side bottom, and now Dacos can run. One way, then the other. Little low ball towards Jamie Ellett. He leaves it behind. Taylor doesn't. Hands were slick. They can go, though, they can come back. They'll come back. Ward just holds it up, gives the ball back to Sam Taylor.
The right play there, Bolts, getting in quick, but just the delivery wasn't the best.
So Taylor eases it to Ward. Just in control at the moment, the Giants, as they look to set up. The eyeballs come inboard. He wants the 45 kick. He's got it now. He delivers beautifully to Cornelio at halfback.
And he marks and wants to go. Elliott tries to corral him, but he got away from him. Little short ball's okay. And they run through the centre. Green receives it by hand. Long kick to full forward to Ripper, running with a fly to the footy. Bobby Hill marks and runs into an open goal. He's got 3. Nice work. Good, direct, straight up the corridor, and the Giants reap the reward. And the Magpies 4-5-29 now trail the Giants 9-4-58 on the Triple M scoreboard.
It started on the half-back line, and I just thought the ball use from Steve Cornelio, and we've spoke about it before the game. He looks re-energised. This looks a bit of a spark. He's got his fast feet back now and just being able to skid across the ground really well. So he opened the game up with just a beautiful kick inside, and once again, quick transition. They got the ball moving, and a deep kick. Sensational finish, though, from Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill, 3 for the day now.
The difference of moving the ball quickly from centre field forward, giving your forwards every opportunity, making defenders panic.
And it's stark at both sides, isn't it? It's been a bit...
Yeah, both sides, when they've done it, the opportunities have been there, but when they've been so slow in getting in, and I think the Giants have been a lot slower in getting it into their forward line, and the players like Himmelberg that rely on a little bit of quick movement, get the mark on the lead, he hasn't had any opportunity. Himmelberg's taken 1 mark today.
9-4 plays, 4-5. We're back in the middle. McDonald's and Room Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Dacos, cleverly done. One way, then the other, swiveled the hips. Give it to Pendlebury. Pendlebury wants Brown. Callum Brown's got it. Eases it back to Dake, can run freely kick. Now. Crisp is usually a good kick. And he lowered the eyes and delivered nicely to McCreary.
It definitely wasn't his intention, but it came off in the end. He actually looked like he was going to go to the next player. I think it was Cox leading a little bit deeper, but it came off his shin a little bit on his left.
So McCreary has got it.
But again, fast movement, Bolts, get it in quick.
30 out. Not much angle to speak of. He's made no mistake, the young man. So Pies just claw one back. That's their fifth for the afternoon. They move to 5-5-35. They trail the Giants 9-4-58 at the 9-minute mark of the third term.
It's been a little bit quicker from both sides getting into their forward line. As I said, the Giants for most of the game have been a little bit slower, but they've gone a lot quicker this year. And this game has created opportunity for Bobby Hill and Collingwood. I've seen Collingwood try and do it for the whole game, get it in quicker. It just hasn't come off. They haven't had the skill to hit targets. And now that they've got Mason Cox not at full forward, he's back at centre half forward now. They're creating opportunities for their smaller players.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Sensational from Jack Crisp, though. Got involved in the chain of handballs, got off the deck, and was the one who delivered inside forward 50.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. And a good start for the Giants in this third term as we tick up to the 10-minute mark of that. Bounce is good. Taranto back of the pack, tracks it. Hand pass to Green. And Green across the body, sort of a bouncing 30-metre ball. As Hopper read it beautifully as it bounced up in the air. Has to hand pass back to Green, who tried to run past. Tackled and lost it. Nice hands out of the pack to Elliott for Collingwood. He'll go forward. Mason Cox wrestles on the one. He's taken it one hand. Play on. He didn't pay it. Play on. Davis got a hand on it down to ground level. It was a throw, so it's going to be a free kick.
How was that not a... that's the payback, Bolts.
Cox will get the free kick for a throw against Davis. Harvey Norman replay. There it is.
One.
Well, he said that Phil Davis had the first touch. I think Cox had all of that, but let's have a look closely here.
Definitely Cox.
Normally you'd pay that, but anyway, he followed up really well as soon as it went to ground, and then Phil Davis had it. He locked him up with a good tackle.
There's no doubt in that marking contest, both Cox and Davis had both hands touch the ball, but that is still considered that you're the front position. If you've taken the second grab, so it should have been a mark.
Mason Cox, 35 out directly in front. He shanked it.
I had him in the book
badly and had no distance. And it just snuck through for a point left-hand side of the goalpost.
He's kicked that 25 metres.
Written it in.
He's usually a good kick. Usually.
22 points is the Giants lead.
Isaac coming from fullback. Kicks wide, waiting in the back. Not sure how Kelly was unopposed forward of the footy, but he won it, gives it back. And now they can run up with a chain of handball. Gives it back to Kelly. A long dart towards half forward. No one can mark. Little handball forward towards Himmelberg. He loses his feet. Goes to Riccardi. Riccardi leaves it behind. Callum Brown comes in. Slick little handball. Disputed ball still at half-back.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough footy out there at the moment. Brown got a hand pass at Riccardi. Got in the way. Hand pass back to Ward. Big numbers around this pill. Grabbed by Green, who's found a bit of space. He's 55 out. Long ball to full forward. Taranto underneath it. And it spills down to side bottom. And the hand pass came from Rusco for the Pies on the ground. And a kick now back to defensive 50.
So Rusco involved again. Quick little give to Pendlebury. Shoots it wide to Hoskin Elliott. Hoskin Elliott off half-back. Wants Jamie Elliott. He does battle with Connor Iden and he wins. Little sweeping handball to Mason Cox from 55. Chooses the handball. Wise policy.
Good run from
to
Ginnivan.
Degoe.
Great vision.
High ball. And Ginnivan's going to mark the footy. Slick little handball to an unopposed player in the goal square. And Oliver Henry, I think that's his second for the afternoon, just dribbles it through. So the Pies hit back. They're 6-6-42. GWS 9-4-58 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Just a fast movement there. It just caught too many of the Giants players up the ground. And what great vision from Degoe there. He's kicked that 50 metres to the opposite side of the forward pocket.
Such a dangerous player, but great stuff, end-to-end stuff from the Pies then. Terrific work. It started with side bottom right in the goal mouth at the other end of the ground, but they just used the overlap run and were able to just identify the loose each time.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, and the Pies get to within 16 points of the Giants. It's the closest they've been for a while, so an opportunity here to just tighten the scoreboard for the Magpies. And Mason Cox involved again up forward. The bounce is all right. Grundy got a hand on it. It bounced away from Hopper. Opportunity ground level for Tyler Brown. Picks it up. Nice low pass towards half forward. Bounces to Collingwood's forward 50. Running onto it was Henry again. This time, though, beaten by Iden, who hand passed over the top to Perryman. Hand pass back to Iden, and he missed him. And now a chance for Brown again to go. This time, it's Callum Brown. Hand pass back into a sea of players. Ball still on the deck. Punched out now. Dacos has got it. Josh Dacos. Little hand pass out to Callum Brown again. This time, Ginnivan's marked on forward 50.
Ginnivan, quick gift to DeGoey. He's got Oliver. Oliver Henry pulled off the kick late. And it's hemmed in deep in the goal square. There's still a chance here, the Pies. Keefe, slick little give. They'll have to get rid of it. DeGoey should swoop on this. He does. Whitfield puts him in a good tackle. Spills back. Hits the post.
So does Bobby Hill.
And it's a minor score for the Pies. 6-7-43. They trail 9-4-58 halfway through this third term.
It wasn't pretty, but Fly McRae would be really pleased with their hunt. Just working really hard, Collingwood, at the moment.
Giants have worked it to the wing. No mark taken by Brander on the ground. And Collingwood with the numbers at ground level. Hand pass came out.
Grundy, that was stupid.
Tyler Brown to Pendlebury. What'd you see, Luffy?
Grundy just wrapped his arms around
Matt Flynn.
Flynn, threw him to the ground in a shepherd, but he was already clear. The Collingwood was away with the ball. It was totally unnecessary.
So Big Flynn will receive the free kick defensive side of the wing. The big man watches the ball bounce into his arms. The umpire blows time back on. Hand passes to Kelly and they're away.
Kelly driving ball, kicks it straight out in the full.
Yeah, sort of away. Snap.
That was
such a skillful play.
That's a rare error from a very, very skillful
He was on his correct side and he kicked that 10 metres outside the boundary.
58 plays, 43-15 gone third term. So the Pies, they got 3 this quarter, 3 goals to 2. So Magin from half back. Cox puts the big Dukes up and it sticks. Draws the Bonks, cheers, gives it to Crisp on the charge. This is better from the Pies. Involved again is Brown, gives it back to Crisp. Long ball, Taylor should get there. Jamie Elliott keeps his feet. Does he keep it in? He does. The scrimmage right in the goal square. They force it through the GWS defence for a minor score.
Jamie, out that way, please.
6-8-44 the Pies, 9-4-58 GWS, Triple M scoreboard.
Good one-on-one between Elliott and Sam Taylor.
Yeah.
Like Taylor had his measure there, but Elliott worked hard.
Kick from full back towards the wing again. Noble claims off hands. So Collingwood pressing here. Ginnivan's the target at half forward, close to the boundary line. He's a lot of pressure on him in the marking contest from Perryman.
Been really good, Noble Baz. He's had 19 disposals.
The ball rolled out of bounds. So 48 around from Collingwood's goal. The Magpies at the moment trail by 14 points. It's as close as they've been for a while, midway through this third term.
Yep, 22 at half time. So the Pies have just clawed a little bit of ground back. Tom Green, snout over the footy as only he knows how. Working feverishly, gives it to Cornelio. Round the body. Dacos, not 15. Has to get rid of it quickly. To Brown. Round the body ball. Luck's a fortune.
Bianco.
And it ends in the hands of Trank Bianco. And he's only 42, 43 metres out, no real angle.
Collingwood's had 10 more inside 50s for this game, and yet we have a look at the score. They've kicked 8 behinds and only 6 goals. So they've had plenty of opportunity. It's been played most of this game inside Collingwood's half, but they just can't finish it off.
I haven't called his name all that often, Luffy. Did he come on at half time?
Actually, came on late in the third quarter. Only
third.
1 kick he's had so far.
All right.
12 games for the Pies thus far, but he's shown a little bit in those stages.
He's got a chance here. Pretty straightforward kick a goal. I think he's pushed it a little bit. He has. It's a minor score. They're pressing here, the Pies. 6-9-45. They trail 9-4-58.
They had more scoring shots, 15 scoring shots to 13, and yet they're 13 points behind.
So Whitfield will bring it in for the Giants. One of their prime movers. He's taking his time, just standing on the edge of the square. And the umpire blew the whistle, he got on with it. Again, he comes out here to the broadcast wing. Riccardi up from behind, won't mark. Crisp at the fall of the ball. Clever little tap on there from Josh Dacos to Callum Brown. Little short ball to DeGoey, not 15. He ran out of bounds with a footy after he thought he took the mark. So it'll be a boundary throw in. 49 around from Collingwood's goal again. They lock it again. in their forward half, Bolts.
They look far more dangerous going forward, and it stems from the fact that Mason Cox is having a bit of an impact in the air. He's taken a mark, he's brought it to ground a couple of times as well.
18 minutes, third term. Throw in, half forward for the Pies. Kelly, well, he just hacks it forward towards the boundary line. It won't go out. Brown, quick kick forward to a dangerous spot. Taylor reads it best. Elliott just forces it to the ground. Bianco's there, feverishly working. Ball spills out. Giants footy, Cornelio to repel. High ball to Bruce, but he's severely outnumbered. Oh, and it's a free kick in the marking contest.
I was actually about to say that I thought he did really well in that contest. Maynard to the body size difference, just to give him a little nudge, and the umpire's seen it was in the back. I thought it was more in the side.
Giants 58, Collingwood 45, as they backtrack to head from east to west. Taylor with the footy out of side.
So Taylor, little short ball outside, Peatling.
Outside 5.
That slow transfer of play to the other side of the ground, it just allows the Pies to set this defensive zone up and just be able to slide across.
Play on.
Well, he's called the play on Keefe, it was. No one came at him, so he just still stood there.
Have a look at Big Flynn, though. Inside 50 all on his lonesome for the Giants.
Short kick over the top to Whitfield in the end, so he just stands flat-footed. Just soaks up the time.
Bruce now pushing down there as well.
Short to Taranto, and no 50s. He's dragged down after the mark. So he gets up just defensive side of the wing, out of side. So plenty of time taken here, really. The tempo has slowed right down. Now he goes for the long kick, so it's a contest. They go up, in the front Riccardi, spilled through his hands. Imagine at half-back for Collingwood, got tackled as he tried to hand pass, and the ball went sideways out of bounds, 50 away from the Giants' goal.
A couple of Triple M Red Zeds for you boys. Kelly's had 29 disposals, Ward 22, Cornelio 21 for the Pies. Pendlebury 20, Nick Dacos 19, as has Noble.
9-4 plays 6-9. They throw it in, half forward for the Pies. They go around the body. Bianco can't mark. Iden sees it out. Pat Lipinski, Nathan Kruger, Connor Stone, and Daniel Lloyd all yet to return. And I don't think they will be back with injuries sustained in that first half.
Just seeing Harry Perryman disappear down the race. We'll keep an eye on him as well.
So 58 plays 45. Centre wing out of side. Ball spins back in. Dacos should be the first to get there. He is. He's had an impressive afternoon. Out possessions at will across half-back. Tom Green worries him out of it on this occasion. Delivers nicely to Bobby Hill. Has 3 for the afternoon. He's right on 50, but he's hemmed in right on the boundary line. In towards the Parramatta end. And he likes his chances. Tough kick. And he chips like he's fooled everyone. And Taranto marks on the boundary line about 20 metres closer.
You think this game is easy, Bolts. Nick Dacos, 21 disposals, not even three-quarter time in his first, well, not official game, but first time he's put on the black and white. Not bad. And his brother has also had 17.
So Tim Taranto round the body. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's better than pretty good. It's very good. So Taranto gets his second. That's 3 goals each for the term. And the GWS restore some order here at Giant Stadium. 10-4-64. They lead the Pies 9-6-45 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Sensational finish from Tim Taranto, and obviously a leading midfielder here for this Giants outfit. I just expect a big season from him going forward. Quality finish, though, from a really tough angle. And as you mentioned on Nick Dacos, just to be able to step in, have such an impact against good quality opposition, but look really comfortable at the level, and that's the main thing. He's looked composed. He's been able to have eyes up and deliver the football. He's running at about 60% kicking efficiency at the moment, but just
looks like he belongs. He looks like he's already there. He's
probably been the most hyped draft pick for many, many years, and comes in with a lot of confidence. The young man had that, and he's showing it out here this afternoon. So as you said, he's got to get through round 1 now, and he's going to be a massive part of the Collingwood Football Club moving forward. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Free kick in the centre of the ground, Taranto to take it. It'll come back. So we're witnessing the birth of perhaps another great player from the Dacos family. Of course, his brother's already played over 50. And Josh. So Taranto out of the centre. Long 50-metre ball inside forward 50 for the Giants. It's been mostly in Collingwood's half, forward half in this third quarter. Ginnivan sees the ball kicked his way, but Kelly, he ran into him. Kelly, little hand pass to Cumming. He kicks a low ball that bounces into the forward pocket. Trying to break the tackle down there was Brander. And in turn, he hung onto the footy and was tackled and dropped it, and Maynard will get the free kick.
Spot on by Maynard. He just didn't allow him to try and get past him and affected the tackle. Another holding the ball decision.
And Brandy, that utility for the West Coast Eagles just being played forward for the Giants today.
Hasn't had a great deal of influence to date as the ball is spiked over the boundary lines, just shy of centre wing. 10-4-64 the Giants. 6-9-45 Collingwood.
Quick injury update. Lipinski, he went off just before quarter time with the right ankle. He will not take any further part. Stone, left hamstring. Kruger, shoulder, possible slight concussion. And Lloyd is out concussion. At the moment, Harry Perryman has gone off down into the rooms with another injury.
Possible concussion.
Troy Luff, Jude Bolton with us this afternoon. Disputed ball centre wing. Taranto bullets his way through. Spills to Whitfield. Good pressure came from Crisp. Collingwood have won a turnover here. Dacos backtracks with a little handball. Cleverly done. It's going to end in the hands of Grundy. He's got the runners if he wants them. He has a leisurely bounce, big
terrible
Grundy, and just blasts it towards half forward. Kicks it straight to Sam Taylor.
There was two players there and they were both Giants. He could have picked out one of them.
Short ball out to Ward. Kellen Ward will go to Kelly, the two experienced campaigners.
Outside 5.
So Kelly will go back to Ward. They share it still at half back for the Giants. Things down. Still just over 5 minutes left to play in this third quarter here. Now a kick to Peatling, who'll go out wide to Iden. Still across half back.
Outside 5.
So on the outer side of the ground now, the Giants just hang on to the footy. It was an explosive first 10 minutes of this third quarter from the Pies. They worked hard, locked it in their forward half. It's still there, but the Giants in possession. Taylor sees the ball bounce his way. Got it out towards his teammate in Cumming, who kicks back towards the wing, and a good tuck. Mark taken by the big man in Bruce. And he rolls and tumbles, gets up with the footy snapper, but not a great kick.
No, not his best. Disputed ball centre wing. Kelly comes to lend a hand. Oh, he's a balanced player, isn't he? Josh Kelly goes back around the corner with a kick was coming. He kicked it straight to Crisp. So Crisp marks half back for the Pies. Just untidy 5 minutes here. 64 Giants, 45 Collingwood. Called to play on now. Crisp off half back. Delivers towards Mason Cox. He can't mark. To go, he found it in the grass. 60 from home. A little low dart towards Bianco. He can't mark.
Spallon's still on the deck. And the Giants holding sway at ground level. Player got caught high front on Ginnivan, but the umpire let it go. Good tackle from Taranto. It was Hopper, the player underneath that pack. He gets back up. So the umpire eventually calls for a ball up. So again, Collingwood inside their forward 50. And again, about 48, 47 metres from goal.
Bruce and eluded Ginnivan on that occasion. Round the body goes Isaac Cumming. Trying to keep it in was Pendlebury. He was unsuccessful.
11 times they've gone inside 450 more than the Giants today.
So they'll throw it in. Just Collingwood side of centre wing. Broadcast side. 64 plays 45. Hopper. Clever little tap from Bruce, and Big Matt Flynn's involved also. Slick little give. Whitfield wants his right side. Drags the footy back to Inaid. Perryman gives it to Himmelberg, and Himmelberg with a little unselfish chip to Brander. Brander will have a shot. 30 out, pretty acute angle, and the Parramatta end.
Good spot up from Himmelberg. I mean, he could have wheeled around and gone for goal, but just brings his new teammate into the fray, and Brander gets his opportunity.
They're going to rely a lot on Himmelberg today. There's not a lot of big marking options down there for the Giants. Well, obviously, Toby Green is going to be another 5 weeks before we see him, even though he's not the tallest. He is a marking option in the forward line.
Jared Brander from about 35 metres. That's going to miss near side. Not far away, but a minor score for the Giants. So 20 points even now. 65 plays 45 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Darcy Moore at fullback. What are you thinking now, Bolts, as a senior player out there playing a practice game, closing in on three-quarter time? You might just have a little wander around or think about a couple of weeks. What are you thinking?
Oh, no, you still just want to you still want the fundamentals right. You still want to be really strong defensively, execute your skills. You still want to get through this last quarter and a bit safely, obviously, as well, but you don't want to just go away from your game plan.
Nick Dacos to Murphy to Crisp for the Pies, who gives it to McRae. The young man goes high inside forward 50. Cox worked underneath the ball at centre half forward. Want to work it out as Big Flynn. Did well, tucked it under his arm. Hand pass to Kelly, hand pass to Cumming, and he streams through the centre of the ground.
And a blink of an eye, it's at half forward. Pies have the numbers. Darcy Moore. Maynard put on a good shepherd to give Moore a bit of time. But Tanner Bruin just come hard and low and kept the footy inside the Giants half. So we'll have a throw in. 65 plays, 45. We've travelled 26 minutes, third quarter. So throw in now. Cox works it to the front. Tyler Brown just tries to push it forward. Some good body work. Brown back in there. That's holding the footy.
Good tackle, Whitfield.
Whitfield, and a busy afternoon.
Straight to him. Matt Flynn, move away. Mason, let it go. Clear out, Josh.
The very skillful Lockie Whitfield. And himself a free kick, centre wing broadcast side.
So Whitfield, defensive side of the wing.
Good kick.
He goes short to Taranto.
Lost a bit of sting this game, Baz.
Has.
Late in this third quarter.
It has.
Slowed down a little bit.
So Taranto, 75 from home. To the right of our broadcast position. Big pack flight full forward for the Giants. No mark taken. Crisp in the back pocket. Got it out to the veteran in Pendlebury, the skipper. He was tackled as he hand passed and the ball went out of bounds.
I would imagine Bolts will rest a few of the senior players in the last quarter.
Yeah, I heard your answer, Bolts, but tell us. Now, that was for the kids, but what do you really think? That's very good.
Yeah, there's only so many you can fit on the bench. Sometimes you just want to, shower up and have a rest.
20 points to the good of the home side. Kelly involved again to Taranto. 60 from home. High ball, hot spot. They fly. No one can mark. Waiting down was Whitfield. He left it behind. Darcy Moore is working feverishly in the pack. Just trying to find some black socks to handball it to. He can't. Tyler Brown is in there to lend a hand. And we'll have a ball up. 30 minutes gone, third term. Giants 65, Collingwood 45.
Key is do your work early, Baz, so that the coach gives you the nod and says you've done enough today.
Yes. Little sneaky look at the bench every now and again. Oregon. Well, short kick out of fullbacks, gone straight to Riccardi. And who kicked that one? Was it
Dacos?
No, young Brown, I think. And it was Rusco. We all got it wrong. So a little short kick and went about 15 metres straight to Riccardi, who's marked about 25 out first.
The worst thing in that, Baz, is that he took it on the goal line and he had all the time in the world and chipped it.
Riccardi's done all right today. He's kicked a couple, one in this term, and he's now kicked his third goal. So the Giants go to 11-5-71, Collingwood 6-9-45. And that was his third goal of the afternoon.
Nathan Murphy who carried off as well.
So we've got another injury, have we?
Yep, he's just in the hands of the trainers coming off. Baz, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's all right. Young Murphy for Collingwood. Geez, we've had a bit of injury attrition here this afternoon, haven't we? We saw Robbie Gray with a slight hamstring for Port Adelaide was a big one. Young Murphy, Harvey on the replay. What'd you see?
Lateral ankle just going outside like that. Coming down left ankle as he landed.
Yeah, left leg sort of just buckled underneath him.
Yeah. Saints got hit last night by a few injuries. Hunter Clark looked concerning. So it happens, doesn't it?
Hard to tell whether that's an ankle or knee, but they both buckled. Like the leg went out to the left. It's funny though, Bolts and Baz, you're talking about resting a few players. They might run out of players to actually rest. There's now 3 players from each side on the bench that will probably no longer take any part in this game. So when it comes to resting some of the senior players, well,
don't have that luxury anymore, do you?
It's going to be a toss of the coin.
Triple M Seabus super special comments this afternoon.
Yes.
Troy Love, Jude Bolton with us from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Errant bounce, 31 played, third term, 71 Giants, 45 Collingwood. And it's been a dry afternoon to date. The lights are on, but gloomy skies. Grundy wins this one forward. Bobby Hill into the middle for a run. Fleet-footed, just kicks it towards half forward. Cleverly done. Dacos waits, as in Josh Dacos. Loses the footy. Whitfield a chance, and he wins it back at half-back for the Giants. Siren sounds the circuit breaker for the third to turn. And GWS in control. 11-5-71. They lead the Pies 6-9-45 for McDonald's Triple M. Rocks football.
That quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install Ream.
Triple M rocks footy.
Marty's Motown.
You would like door 8, Chris?
Yes, I would, sir.
Room 8. Hi, this is Dave Faulkner of the Hoodoo Gurus.
And I will pick door number 13.
Room 13. Hi, this is Dave Faulkner of the Hoodoo Gurus.
Well done, mate. Have a great time.
Oh, I'm going to have a fantastic time.
Win your way to Bluesfest with Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show from 6 tomorrow morning.
Go big at Vodafone and get 40 gigabytes of data for just $40 a month. That's plenty of data to stream, share, and do more of what you love. And don't forget, you can pair this amazing plan with one of our great value 5G phones. There's never been a better time to upgrade. Why wait? Get into store or go online and connect to Vodafone today. Offer available until withdrawn on our Lite Plus plan. Our 5G network is rolling out in selected areas in major cities. Check website for coverage. T&Cs apply.
As part of Victoria's Big Build, we're removing 85 dangerous and congested level crossings, with 58 already gone, creating thousands of jobs and making your journey safer and easier. As we bring the pieces together, buses will replace trains on the Pakenham line between Dandenong and Pakenham from the 10th to the 21st of March. There will also be roadworks around Hallam and Pakenham with detours in place. Find out if you're affected at bigbuild.vic.gov.au, authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Buying a home can be hard work. Whether you're working out your loan repayments, 3 plus 5, no, or working out what a property is worth. That's why CommBank has easy-to-use calculators and lending specialists who partner with you for every step of your home buying journey, so that easier home buying is at your fingertips. Aha! Search CommBank Home Loans. Conditions, fees and charges apply.
Attention builders, renderers, tradies, handyman, DIYers. If you're about to start a job that needs rendering, everything you need at Mornington Peninsula Rendering Supplies. Quality renders, Venetian plaster, textures, tools, molds, even polystyrene render systems and more. Family owned, Mornington Peninsula Rendering Supplies are big on customer service, expert advice and great prices. Give them a go. See Chantel, Jack and the team at Mornington Peninsula Rendering Supplies, 2089 Frankston Flinders Road, Hastings, and they can deliver.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Check out National Tiles' all-new Italian and Spanish floor tiles on our website now. Your new home or renovation will look absolutely stunning in any one of the 25 all-new European floor tiles. Currently available for immediate delivery, but you'll have to be quick. These all-new stunning European floor tiles are walking out the door. So rush to order online or in-store at National Tiles now.
Change starts with your story. And now is the time to share your experience with the Disability Royal Commission.
I feel as though we're always forgotten.
I need to speak up for those who can't.
They need you, your families, and support networks to share stories of violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation. What you share in confidence will be protected and remain confidential. Register for a private session before June 30 and submissions close on December 31, 2022. Visit disability.royalcommission.gov.au.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNugget pack.
What a pleasant way to spend a Sunday, a Triple M triple header. Triple M footy at three-quarter time here at Giants Stadium. The Giants lead the Pies by 26 points after this. We'll stay at Giants Stadium for Sydney and North, and then the West Coast Freo a little bit later on tonight. A box full of superstars here with Jude Bolton and Troy Luff and Brad Seymour. And Bolt, starting with you first. It was an impressive second half of the third term. The Giants were challenged, but again they had the class to just skip away.
Yeah, they stepped up their pressure and intensity there, and then the last part of that third term, the whole actually sting out of the game sort of started to die down, but they're plus 34 in disposals. They're still minus 9 in inside 50s, the Giants, but winning around the contests and clearances, they're plus 9. So their work rate, Josh Kelly, number one ranked player on the ground at this point with his 36 disposals.
And looking at the marks too, Bolt, I mean, 51 marks is very low for a team at three-quarter time. The Giants have had 37 more marks. But the inside 50 count, Collingwood's had 9 more inside 50s, have had more scoring shots, but they just haven't been able to capitalise on that. And having a look at some of the other players you mentioned, Callan Ward, he's had 24, Taranto 23, Whitfield and Canilio 21. Nick Dacos, 24 disposals. Now, you were just talking about him off air. What was his average disposals last year before he
for
was
Oakland
drafted?
Chargers, he had 35 and averaged 35 disposals and 2 goals a game.
35, and that's average. 35 and 2
Oh, yeah,
goals
plenty
a
of
game. That
games
is
of 40
That is
40 plus.
unbelievable. And just to finish off, Pendlebury 22 and Cruz 20.
And just an injury update for our listeners if you've just joined us also, please.
There is
26
a few.
points, three-quarter time.
We'll run through who's going to be on the bench. Some of the older players may take a breather, but it looks like Perryman may be done for the day. Lloyd, Stone, Lipinski, Kruger and Murphy all look like they are finished for the day for respective sides. 3 players from each, and the boundary has just come up, the interchange. Whitfield is having a rest for the Giants, but as far as the other team, all the senior players are still out there.
Luffy Bolts and Snapper for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy, the leading side, the Giants, to start this final term. Leading by 26 points. We'll go to the left of our broadcast position to the main scoreboard end. The bounce is good. Slapped down in the ruck by Bruce, who brought it to ground level, and the midfielders piled in on top. Tyler Brown grabs it. Little hand pass off to Chris for the Pies after the free kick. He kicks towards full forward. Elliott back of the pack. Run under the bouncing ball, and the goal split. Kicked it off the ground. A little bit off balance. 5 metres out. Went through for a point to the right of the goal.
It was a bouncing, bobbling ball, Baz, and he just couldn't quite get the foot to it in a way to get it through the goals. But really good, quick entry, and it came on the back of pressure from the Collingwood midfield.
So Isaac Cumming has the footy. He'll bring it back in. Usually a pretty good user. He goes straight up the middle. No exception. And he picks out Bruce right next door to the centre circles. Asked to stand. He's got Ward riding shotgun. Slick little give, and Ward delivers perfectly to half forward. Cornelio with it. He's only 52 from home. Man standing on the mark is inside 50. So he could go the journey here.
He's going to have a crack now, but he took too long. There were so many options on. He sort of thought about it, and then by the time that he decided to have a shot for goal, Collingwood had filled up all the gaps.
He had Riccardi in the pocket. I thought he could have just pulled the trigger.
So he begins his approach. He'll have to kick it from about 52. Runs out, just shanks it. And it lands in the hands of James Peatling, only 12 metres out directly in front.
How is he left, Bolt, sitting there on his own, 25 metres out for goal? Doesn't matter if a player's having a shot for goal, you still don't leave players out by themselves.
They all folded back and just weren't expecting the shank.
It was a massive shank. It's gone 22 metres.
Not tonight, it won't be.
So Peatling delivers straight as a die, and the Giants extend their lead. So 12-5, 77, GWS 6-10, 46. The Pies, Triple M scoreboard. Here's Troy Love and Jude Bolton.
It's just not right. And Pete, he's not a goal kicker either. It's his, well, we don't know. He may have kicked in other practice matches, but he's yet to kick a goal in his career after only 4 games. But that is just lack of discipline from Collingwood. A player is lining up for goal, you still make sure you are near your man and you protect any dangerous spot. He had no player within a 10-metre radius of him, just standing there watching Cornelio have a shot for goal. Shocking kick from Cornelio, and he takes an uncontested chest mark.
Thank you.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Personally, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it after the game. Score enough to feed the whole team. That won't be happening. They're all mine. Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack. Sorry, Snap.
You've got room for more, Baz?
You want some, I'll get another 40 pack.
Just one. Just one or two.
Oh, no. Oh, beautiful. Melt in your mouth. Bounce is good. Ruckman dive on top of the footy. We're right in the centre of the ground. The umpire will do it again. The players will flood in off the square for the secondary ball up. So big numbers around the Ruckman now. Grundy and Bruce wrestle. Goes to ground level. Hopper grabs it off hands. In fact, it was Green. Grabs it off hands, and he left foot kicks it to half forward. Bouncing footy. Maynard in front tried to slap it to Pendlebury. Put the captain under the pump from Himmelberg, who tackled in. The ball spilled to Riccardi. Hand pass inside to Cornelio. He's 35 metres out the boundary line. Spotted up Taranto. You heard from Bolts. Unselfish. Looked at him out of the corner of his eye. Put it on his chest, 30 out.
Well, that was the work rate again from Cornelio. They're hunting after. We've spoken about how he looks sharp. He's covering the ground really well. He looks really re-energised. And just to be able to just have that unselfishness, always better to be doing the team thing first.
So Taranto, who's kicked a couple this afternoon, go for his first of the final term. Kick one on the second, one on the third. Nice drop punt off the boot, and it's hooked and goes through for behind. So the Giants 12-6, 78. Collingwood 6-10, 46. And we're early stages final term on the Triple M scoreboard.
Bathed in sunshine now, Giants Stadium. Darcy Moore gallops clear from fullback. Driving ball towards centre wing. The pack fly. Bruce in the front takes a fine mark.
After a scratchy start, Brad, he's ended up taking 6 grabs now.
I think also the fact that he's obviously filling in that Mumford role, he's come with a bit of venom and anger the whole time.
He returns serve, puts it back towards full forward. Noble was clever down low. Darcy Moore will escort the footy over the boundary line. Cornelio with a little hip and shoulder. So 12-6, 78 Giants. They lead Collingwood 6-10, 46. 4.5 played, final term. Ball back into play. Giants in attack again. Grundy, a clever little tap. Inated. Darcy Moore sweeps a handball wide. Bobby Hill could sweat upon this.
Look at him. Swoops on it beautifully, and tried to get the sweeping hand pass to Kelly. It landed short. And now players from both sides pile on top of the footy. The umpire crosses his arms. Will ball it up right on forward 50 again for the Giants. They've done well. They've steadied. And I'll register a win, you would think, from here in the AFL Community Series before they head to round 1. Hopper off hands grabs it again. Little hand pass to O'Halloran. He kicks long to full forward. Riccardi in the van. Just through his hand, it heads through for a rush point as Maynard makes sure of that. Another point to the Giants.
But Baz, it hasn't been a commanding 5-goal win. Yes, the scoreboard says they've won by 5 goals, but it hasn't looked like a very even contest. Neither side has really dominated in any patches. It hasn't been a standout saying, gee, the Giants were good today or Collingwood good today. It was just a bit of a battle, I guess. Getting the cobwebs out, Bolts, just getting out there again to finally play some footy.
Pendlebury, Noble, Dacos, and now Hoskin and Elliott at half-back out of sight. So Hoskin and Elliott drives it wide. Bruce and Davis spoiled each other. Grundy did the roving. Quick little give to De Goey. De Goey gives it on to Oliver Henry, and Oliver Henry drives it through for a pretty easy goal. So the Pies reply. He's kicked a couple, has he, Henry? 3. He's kicked 3 this afternoon, but the Pies get their 7th. They're 7-10-52. They trail the Giants 12-7-79, Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, good outing from Oliver Henry just to get on the end of that one and just show his mobility as well. But it was just the Bruce and Davis contest where they banged together on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, and that just opened it up for the Collingwood football side to just take it forward.
So back in the centre of the ground for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Beautiful autumn day now.
Look at the sun just streaming down here. In perfect conditions. This one's been played this afternoon. So the luck of the draw, isn't it, with the rain at the moment on the eastern coast?
Well, it's supposed to, Baz. I'm having a look at the radar. There is a big band of rain coming. So if it does come across the coast, which it looks like it's going to, I think the Swans North Melbourne game may get a little bit wet towards the second half.
Into the centre green, hand pass to Hopper for the Giants. They share it nicely. Another one off to Kelly, who comes out wide to O'Halloran, who marks on the wing.
Started well, O'Halloran, off half-back.
He has. He's been really prominent.
He goes short this time, and it lands too short. Allowed the spoil from Callum Brown for the Pies. Got it to Elliott, back to Brown. And a hand pass back to Rusco, who's off half-back this time. Kick towards the wing. Pendlebury, it wasn't Pendlebury, it was his teammate in Henry who attacked it hard. Off hands it spills to Iden. And he'll go real short back to Peatling, who marks 65 out on the boundary line for the Giants.
Yeah, some nice body work too from Brander, just protected him. So Peatling has the footy. 79 plays 52. Peatling drags the footy towards the pocket, and it hits grass and over the boundary line will await a throw in. 12-7 to 79 Giants, 7-10-52. The Pies, and we played 8 minutes final term.
Taranto taking the ruck inside forward 50 against Grundy.
So Matt Flynn, just waits outside 50. So Grundy grabs it out of the ruck. His kick is well smothered. Ball in dispute. Grundy has a second go at it. Ball spills out. Oliver Henry leaves it behind. It's been industrious this afternoon. Ball held up. Rusco in on top. And we'll have our ball up. 79 plays 52. And we've travelled 8 minutes final term.
Giants first hit out against the Swans, of course, round 1. Saturday afternoon.
We're expecting a big crowd for that.
Yes.
Back at the Olympic Stadium, Baz. The last time they played there, 2016. It was the Giants beat them in a final in front of 60,000 people.
So it's Riccardi who's got it, and the ball falls to ground. Players from both sides pick it up. It's 25 from the Giants' goal. Green picks it up now. Clean hands. And he sort of spun out of the pack and he was off balance, and off the left boot it goes out of bounds on the full. And young Rusko will bring it in for the Pies.
And interesting enough, it's a Giants home game, but the Swans members will be able to have access to the ground. So they're expecting as many as they can.
Trey Rusko along up the line, disputed ball. Tom Green has got better as the day has gone on. Back to O'Halloran, flying kick high up and under inside 50. Kelly front and square, beautifully done, squaring footy, and delivers the footy on a platter to Riccardi.
Got 3 today. Riccardi already.
Lazy 40 possessions for Kelly. Bolts.
And Riccardi will line up only 30 out, not much angle towards the river end.
Well, it's what they need, isn't it, Bolts? Riccardi to stand up, Himmelberg to stand up when they need. I mean, Himmelberg hasn't had a fantastic day, but Riccardi now has kicked some goals for them.
Riccardi, direct approach. Nice. I think he's pulled it. He has. He's pulled it left.
Nice point.
Misses near side. So margin 28 points now. 80 plays, 52. 10.5 gone final term as the Pies work it out through Darcy Moore.
Yeah, bounced away from full back. Got a hand pass to Maynard. Maynard gives the old 1-2 to Madgen. Gets it back. And now delivers to the outer side wing. Big leap. No mark taken by the young man in Henry. He's kicked a few goals this afternoon, and off his hands it goes out of bounds.
Oliver Henry, boys.
He's had 10 disposals. He's kicked 3 goals.
We were both trying to find him there, Brad. We were looking at the top, but no,
just general thoughts from my special comments, lads.
He's come back. He's kicked 3 goals.
That's it.
I thought he's looked really mobile. He's looked to have an impact inside forward 50. He's had Connor Iden, who's picked him up most of the day.
That's better, Judas. Now you're welcoming to the task.
Sorry,
So they come in board the Pies, and a flying shot at goal. That was from McRae, and I think he's kicked it. He has. So some slick work from centre wing. And young Finlay McRae jags his first for the afternoon. Pies move to 8-10-58. They won't go away. 12-8-80 the Giants on the Triple M scoreboard.
I think a lot of positives for both sides will come out of today. And I think Collingwood, they have improved a lot as far as getting the ball inside their forward fit. They've moved it a lot quicker. I think the Giants, the same. They've looked inside at their midfielder and gone, you know what? Kelly had a pretty average sort of second half of 2020. He got a little bit better last year. Started the season off with 40 today. Cornelio has been so good. Whitfield's shown he's still got it. So, as we said, the backs, the midfields have done the job today. They just need the forwards to get out there. And Riccardi is probably the only one as a forward that's done much.
What are your predictions on GWS this year, Luffy?
I think they'll make the 8. I really do. But I think and I keep harping on it, it's going to be the forwards that determine how far they go this year. They need goal scorers.
Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. Troy Luff, Jude Bolton this afternoon. If you love your family, look after your mates, you'll be with Seabus. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Kick inside forward 50 for the Giants from the clearance. Himmelberg off hands, grabs it forward pocket. Look for the option by Handers, who's being tackled. Found Hopper. Hoskin Elliott had him hot. Ball spills to Madgen. Underground hand pass to Noble. Noble's underground hand pass was smothered, so he has to roll around and dive on top of the footy. Pack forms right near the boundary line, and the umpire will have to ball it up. So the Giants back into attack again. 48 from their goal. Perfect conditions here at the moment at Giants Stadium. 12.5 minutes left in the match.
Riccardi v Grundy. Tanner Bruin Shark the ruck went high with a high ball to full forward. Himmelberg leaves it behind. Hopper doesn't. I think the ball was touched, was it? No, it wasn't. Hopper kicks a goal. He went underground. The Collingwood defenders called touched, but it wasn't, and Hopper's kicked his second.
What I've loved from the Giants today is just to see 2 different ways of moving the footy. They've been able to be composed and kick mark and just try and slice up the defensive unit for the Pies, and they've also moved it quick at times, and that's what happens particularly in big finals. You need to be able to say, okay, take what the opposition's giving us and be able to move the ball and still give your forward line good looks. So they've been really impressive today, the Giants, and obviously Kelly's been headline act with 40 disposals, but Taranto 27. And as you mentioned, Hopper now with the 2 goals with 20 disposals.
We still don't see, Bolts, what we saw with the Giants a couple of years ago, the old orange tsunami as they call it. We haven't seen that much the last couple of years. So
they've been working on defensive stuff for large parts of this pre-season. It's all been around their defensive attitude.
86 plays, 58. Triple M Red Z lending stats. Luffy, some other market leaders.
Okay, Kelly 40, Taranto 27, Ward 25, Nick Dacos 25, having a spell. Pendlebury 23, 20.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Giants get the clearing ball out of the centre again, and Bobby Hill has marked directly in front, 50 metres out from goal, and he just indicates to his teammates, just don't worry about it, let me handle this.
He had a floppy wrist.
Yeah, he did. Just everybody just calm down. They were leading everywhere. He said, cut it out.
Just watch him try and kick this under the armpit of Pendlebury here. He'll just try and
There is a bit of wind though, Bolts. If you look at the flags, it's blowing pretty much directly through the teeth of the goals, so he doesn't have to do what Cornelio did before and try and kick the hell out of it and then kick it 25 metres.
Well, he's kicked 3, 1 in each term. Only get 1 in the final term as well. Steps up, 54-metre drop punt. It's long, it's left. And it goes through for a behind.
Yes, he didn't kick it very hard, and it's gone 55 metres.
39.87 to 8:10.58 the pies, and midway through the final term.
So Moore and Maynard bring it away. Dacos makes it look okay. Backtracks to Tyler Brown, back to Maynard. A little chipping ball, cleverly done. They've worked it to centre wing. So Brown has it again. Just elevates to the outer side. A little chipping ball. Jamie Elliott coming up full-chested mark, 60 from home. So Elliott with a look here. Just held up now. He'll have to square the footy, and he does, to Pendlebury. Pendlebury, 60 from home.
Scotty Pendlebury. Left foot ball, just weights it into the left forward pocket to go. He looks at the umpire, thought he was infringed. He lets it play on. There's Perryman in the back pocket, hand pass close to the boundary line. And off the hands and knees of Crisp, it rolls out of bounds. Left forward pocket for the Magpies, who are searching for their 9th goal. 8 for this afternoon so far. At the moment, the Giants comfortable leaders, 87 to 58.
Not as we thought, Bolts. Kelly's having a spell now, about to come back on. Ward's had a couple of minutes spell. I expect to see those sort of players sitting out the rest of the game, but no, not the case. Same as Collingwood. None of the senior players, none of the big, other than Nick Dacos, who's only having his first hit out. He's sitting on the bench. All the other senior players out there.
So a clearing kick from the Giants was called deliberate as they tried to escape their D50. So a free kick to side bottom. Side bottom just eases it to Crisp. So Crisp, he's worked hard this afternoon. 55 from home. Goes with a low ball to the hot spot. Giants with the numbers. And Lockie Ash just picks it like shell and peas. And he stands firm across half-back. Called to play on now. He chooses the outer side.
Yeah, he lapes away. And now the drop punt about 40 metres along the boundary line. It's too wide and out of bounds on the full. And it'll be Tyler Brown who'll bring it back in.
Come back around.
Tyler Brown, son of a legend, settles about 70 away from the Magpies' goal. Long ball to full forward. Massive pack again. Cox in front. Ground level ball. Little snap on goal. Not 15. With O'Halloran was the player in the square who just landed on his chest. Perryman grabs it. Little short pass to Whitfield. In the left back pocket, he takes the mark for the Giants.
In reasonably safe hands, Lockie Whitfield.
Doesn't waste too many footies, does he?
Just eases it to Isaac Cumming as they transfer from west to the eastern side. Bobby Hill right in a good spot. Steele side bottom just got his hands, not the footy, so interference in the marking contest. Bobby Hill will take the free kick. Halfback, broadcast side. 87 plays 58. And driving ball. Bruce can't get involved in the marking contest. As Madgen's involved now, he's given it straight up to Kelly. Kelly to Tom Green. Then the other. And he wanted his left side, but Pendlebury just closed him down with a good smother. Ball out of play, forward 50 for the Giants. 87 plays 58, 18 gone, final term.
It was just that pause, Bolts. He actually had no one to kick to. He looked up and went, that's all Collingwood. So he just stood a half a kick and wasn't that worried that it got spoiled.
Grundy back on the ground for the Pies. Mason Cox goes off for a rest.
He needs it.
And the footy spins into play. He was absolutely stuffed as he went to the bench as Taranto thumps it towards, inside forward 50. Callum Brown got tackled as he grabbed the footy. And the free kick will go to the Giants. So a late opportunity to goal as the game peters out here. The boys have reckon they've had enough and they're ready to go in round one. Tommy Green's the player that got the free kick, so he lopes back with a footy. Just ball on his hip with one hand, and now he looks at the goals. Main scoreboard end to the left of where we sit in the Triple M box.
See the wind, Baz. Have a look at the flags. He needs to aim just a little bit right, the right goal post.
He just threw the grass in the air.
Matthew Lloyd.
Lloyd. So in he goes, Tommy Green.
Too direct.
He's hooked it, and he's missed everything. Out of bounds on the full, no change to the score. It's a 29-point lead to the Giants.
He's a player that I really expect to have a big year this year. Just another step forward for Tom Green. He's played 24 games for the Giants now, and obviously we know he's had a body that has been built for the AFL from his get-go.
So Pendlebury from the back pocket, long up the line. Pies have it, ball in dispute now. Working out his Brown hopper, clever, tap it forward. Look at him run here. Tanner Bruin, 55 from home. High ball, Himmelberg, can't mark. Maynard did well and got the ball out of play. We'll have a throw in, 13-9-87. 8-10-58 the Pies.
Giant down here just in front of us.
Left knee.
Is it Jacob Hopper, is it? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So he's up on his feet now. It's a little bit sore, Jacob Hopper, the Leeton boy. They throw it in now. Giants pressing hard again here. Whistle on play. Shepherding. Free kick Giants.
Nobody knows who it's going to here.
It's going to Himmelberg or Taranto.
Himmelberg.
I don't think even Himmelberg knew it was his free kick, to be honest.
So Himmelberg with the free kick. 25 out directly in front, River End.
I disagree with this, Brad. Is he? No, he's going to kick straight. I thought he was actually going to do he does that a lot, doesn't he, Himmelberg? The round the corner kick from positions that you would normally kick straight. This time he is going to kick straight, but
he's worked hard this afternoon, Harry. Hasn't had much of the footy, but he is a vital cog, and he's pulled it. It's a minor score. Well, quite errant in this final turn, the Giants, as they move to 13-10-88. They lead Collingwood 8-10-58.
You can feel the wind coming through the windows here, Brad. It's really pushing to the left of the ground.
So Pendlebury lopes away, gets it to the outer side. Disputed ball at half-back. Whitfield coming through was Tanner Bruin round the body, out in the full. Collingwood free kick at half-back.
Tell you one thing Collingwood need to improve on, Bolts. I know we've mentioned quite a few times they're marking inside 50. They've had 6 for the game. Just 6 marks. No one...
That efficiency going inside forward 50 has been their issue all day. We know how damaging they were against the Hawks in the practice match last week, but it hasn't been evident today. No. But one thing McRae will be continuing is just that quick ball movement. They have looked dangerous at times, just broken down that final entry.
You go inside 50 54 times, and only 6 of those have been marks. It's something they really need to improve. The Giants, they've had 14 marks inside 50 from their 51 entries.
Scott Pendlebury from halfback kicked it towards the wing outer side of the ground. He was briefly known many years ago as Scont Pendlebury. And the two-man went down to the rooms. But he's back to Scott now, though. Bolts. Yeah. Briefly as Scont.
What are Crisp's crisp stats, please?
Crisps.
How many has he have it?
He's had 14 and 8, 22 disposals, 3 marks.
Good smother on Rusco's kick, heads to the boundary line. Peatling kept it in, snapper, and they're on the run.
So O'Halloran, just a driving ball. It's a hat kick, but it's going to aid if it sits for Himmelberg.
Sit up.
Sit. It does now. Himmelberg one way, then the other. Does a little dance. Oh, he gets one high. It's a comedy of errors in the forward pocket.
Pogba was just trying to turn around.
But Himmelberg caught one over the chops from Crisp, that man.
3 players were charging at him, and Himmelberg had no other eyes other than for the goals. He should have looked at passing it, and he just ducked a little bit into the tackle and ended up getting a free kick.
So he shouldn't have too many problems with this. Left foot round the body. He's only 3-4 metres out maximum. Just needs to drop this on the left side calmly. He does, and I think it's all clear. So Harry, as I mentioned, he's worked hard all afternoon and gets amongst the goals. He's got 3 now in total. And the Giants just ease it out now. 14-10-94 to 8-10-58.
2 goals, Himmelberg.
2 goals. Thanks, Luffy.
3 to Hill, 3 to Riccardi, 2 to Hopper, 2 to Taranto. And we have a look at Collingwood goal scorers. 3 to Henry, One apiece to Elliott, Ginnivan, DeGoey, McRae,
Collingwood Giants, one in the square,
McCreary
please.
have goals. 8 goals, 10, 14,
Thanks,
10.
Jack.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Look forward as to the next game here this afternoon, and the Swans will take on North.
You gonna hang around, watch it, Baz?
Well, I might just sort
A
of...
couple of tinnies in the crowd.
I like to sort of hang around.
Hang around.
Just hang around. And,
We saw the head swivel when Ewan Giles was named on the
oh boy.
two invoices. Look
Yeah,
out, he's all over it.
Yeah, rarely achieved. But when it is, it's celebrated. When it is achieved, it's Whitfield, who's got a free kick in the centre of the ground. And he'll have a grin from ear to ear as he flies back. Bruin out of the middle now for the Giants. Long kick to full forward. Big pack, no mark. Look at Bobby Hill. Runs onto the footy. This time, though, he's tackled as he tried to just sneakily grab the footy and have a snap to the boundary from the boundary line, and the ball rolls out of bounds. Left forward pocket about 15 metres around from the Giants' goal. They've done it nicely. Good hit out for both clubs. 94 plays 58. 5 minutes left to play.
And even 6 goals. 36 points the diff, the home side. Bruin involved. Was that high? It was.
Let it up. Scott, take it away.
And these two have had a go at each other all day, Bruce and Grundy, and it was after the contest in the ruck. They just played on the Triple M Harvey on replay. He just wanted to go after him.
Tackle with intent.
He's just tackled him to the ground and smashed him into the ground. So Grundy, he took a while to get up too.
So just ease the little handball to Dacos. Brings Noble into play. Good smother. That was from O'Halloran. Xavier O'Halloran has a good afternoon too. Been heavily involved for the Giants. Cross half back to the wing.
He's had 17 disposals, Brad.
And we'll have a throw in. 55 out from the Giants' goal. Matt Flynn works his way to his front. Tanner Bruin just eases it forward. Carlin Ward now. Quick give to Taranto. High ball. Well, he kicked it in hope because Bruce had led and Madgen just waited and it just fell in his arms.
Nice kick, Madgen. It's a half-back. He spotted up side bottom and delivered beautifully onto his chest. Now, Darcy Moore received it by hand. His hand pass was smothered by Brander. Rusco goes out for the Pies to clean up. Hand pass, advantage paid. Noble will run on. Chris Little hand pass to side bottom, who lopes away from the wing out of side of the ground. No one to really go to, so just waits for the player running past. And that player was McRae. Hand pass in towards half forward. Ginnivan's got a bit of work to do here. Beaten by Cumming. All spills. It might have been Whitfield who threw himself into that pack. He's got caught high. It's a free to the Giants on defensive.
Yeah, Tanner Bruin will get it underneath that pack.
So Bruin, is it? So he's been thrown around, slung around on the deck, pulls his jumper down now, and receives the footy. Right on defensive 50 out of side of the ground. The Giants 14-10, 94. Collingwood 8-10, 58. 3.5 minutes left in the match.
Isaac Cumming. Been pretty good too to Ward. And then to Sam Taylor. Great to see him back. He's a rock for the Giants across half-back. Sam Taylor now from defensive 50. Driving ball towards centre wing. Himmelberg had a fair bit of it. Couldn't class the mark. One way then the other. Advantage called. O'Halloran can gallop away. He does. Delivers to Riccardi in the pocket. Ball misses him. And the Pies have the numbers through Darcy Moore. Darcy Moore settles and repels.
Kicks towards the boundary line and Bianco dives and marks. Clean mark as he rolled out of bounds. They hung on with the one grab, so that's paid. So Bianco chips in board and short to the wing, but he's missed the target. He was going for Callum Brown, but the mark was dropped, so Brown's got another chance. Lays a tackle on Tommy Green, barging through with Josh Dacos. Terrific work in amongst traffic. Hand pass back to Bianco, who goes for the barrel to half forward. Big leap down there from the young man in Henry, who's kicked 3. But he couldn't mark. The ball spills back to the wing. Davis has got it for the Giants. Hand pass to O'Halloran, who's been impressive all day.
And he squares the footy. Encouraged by Perryman before. He's got the on the end of this. A slick little handball to Isaac Cumming. Connor Ryden out the other side. So they've moved it from west to east as they share the footy.
Outside 5.
And they just settle in no hurry to go forward here, the Giants. 28 played final term. And 94 plays 58 as Phil Davis has it. Kick mark, kick mark, kick mark at the moment.
Outside 5.
And back to O'Halloran. Just backward to centre wing.
Look how confused Bolts is. Seriously, all this uncontested possession. You can't make any of this, Bolt.
This is just terrible.
Kick to half forward. Bruce has put his big arms up in the air and he's made his physical presence felt today. Taranto at half forward. Hand pass to Tommy Green. Good hand pass off to Bruin, who made position in front of the back. Runs it along the ground from 30 and puts it through. Nice, says Bolts, because it was. 15-10, 100 GWS. And it's been a good hit out for them this afternoon. The Pies 8-10, 58. 1.5 minutes left to play in the first term. Triple M scoreboard.
You know what I liked about Tanner Bruin there, Bolts, is before he actually had a shot for goal, he did look inside and saw there was not another option. And that's what you want, unselfish play. He had a look, I can't find another player. Well, I'm going to have a ping at this. Whether he kicks it or not doesn't really matter, but that's what they need more of.
Really classy finish.
Love what Tom Green was able to do in a contest as well. 2 tacklers on him. He's still able to release the ball forward, created the goal.
That's the modern player, being able to have strong hips, work through and still release, because it draws the extra tackler in, and then that's what opens up. You get the overlap run.
15-10, 100, 8-10, 58. So a 42-point ball game in the dying stages of this match. GWS in control for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks your Saturday or Sunday afternoon footy, maybe. I missed a day there. Cox into the ruck.
Happens, Snap.
He loses this forward. Comes to Tom Green again, out of the middle. A chipping little ball like a 9-9 towards half forward. Taranto get it. Noble can. Noble looks up. He wants to come in board. Dangerous kick. Dacos makes it look okay. Defensive 50. He wants to move the ball quickly. He does again to Noble. Chipping little ball to Crisp. Forward handball. They can run and gun here, the Pies.
They certainly can, and the young man in McRae goes long to full forward. No mark taken. Who's front and square? It's all Giants. Callan Ward runs out with a footy. Goes onto the left boot and kicks to Crisp. And half forward for the Pies, but he dropped the mark. So Green will get him out of trouble again. He kicks forward towards Himmelberg. He runs onto the footy at half forward, tried to slap it past Darcy Moore. He was onto that and smothered it to Rusco. Hand pass off to Pendlebury, back to Rusco at half back. Another hand pass off to Nick Dacos. And what a ripper he's been, the old 1-2. Look at him go, Snap.
And a little low ball delivers Davis, great fist. He got the fist in late and he'll get the handball. Phil Davis, well done. As they backtrack now, Connor Iden, he's got an eternity to chip it forward. Doesn't hit the mark, still side bottom will cut him off. Centre wing, 31 minutes gone. Final term. As the Pies charge forward again on the outer side.
An opportunity to score very late in the match coming from Ginnivan, and he's hooked it and kicked it behind, and that's it. It's all over. 15-10, 100 the Giants. 8-11, 59 Collingwood. So a 41-point win to the GWS Giants.
Well, there's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty Giants. Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the Giants. We take the longest strides and the highest leap. We're stronger than the rest. We're the greater Western Sydney Giants. We're the biggest and the best. And we will never surrender. We'll fight until the end. We're greater than the rest.
There we go. The Giants get a win in the AAMI Community Series, and of course, a big game coming up against the Swans for round 1 for them. Troy Luff, Jude Bolton, you've looked at it all afternoon. Tell us what's impressed you about both of these sides.
I think probably defensively, I know Brad mentioned a lot of Giants, they have worked very hard, and Bolt said the same thing. As I guess I'm used to seeing the Giants that attacking forward, hard-running team, and we haven't seen that, but they have worked defensively. I was impressed with Phil Davis, maybe just early on. We didn't see a lot of him in the second half, but just how he's prepared to leave his man and go and help out.
Just a sec, Luffy. We'll go down to Josh Kelly, who's been courtesy of Fox Footy.
Standard has been things we've worked on. Fitness has been a big focus for us, being able to run out games. So, it was a good hit out today. We had a good hit out against the Swans last week. Pre-season always drags on for a bit. A lot of intra-club games, so it's good to finally be, through it and into games in a couple of weeks.
And a couple of names that popped up today. Bobby Hill, obviously up forward. You're obviously going to lose Toby for a month or so. So to have someone that might be able to sneak a few goals is really promising for you guys.
Yeah, that's been a big focus for the forward line in general. As you said, Toby's going to be out, so we need boys to come in and fill that position. And we've always had blokes in the waiting. I think we've done a really good job of Toby in particular. Has really nursed a lot of those small forwards. So Bobby, I think Tanner Bruin played a little bit down there today. Even James Peatling came on and did some things. So yeah, I mean the forward line as a collective has to step up, and I thought they did well today.
Just a lazy 40 today, Josh. I mean, you've been a great player for a long time. Can you get better?
Oh, I think I had a good pre-season. Looking forward to seeing where that takes me. But definitely worked on some things. So I'm hoping to take another step up and do that consistently over the year.
Who hurts people more, Proust or Mumford?
He's got a bit of Mumford about him, Prusy. He's a big boy, throws his weight around.
How big?
I think he's 210 or something. So, enormous bloke. But I think him and Flinny were a good combo today, so it was good to see.
Go and enjoy it, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
All right, there's Josh Kelly, courtesy of Fox Footy with Cam Mooney. It's on my flight. I might take a seat a fair way away.
Look a bit hoarse. Sound a bit hoarse.
Well, it's just, live in interesting times. What about the Pies? Let's talk about the Pies a little bit. We've only got a couple of minutes left before we sign off here. So, what did you like about them? Good young side. Nick Dacos we've spoken about all day.
Yeah, I thought their willingness to take the game on. I thought that it's evident they want to move the ball quickly. I thought that was impressive at times, but it also broke down when they went inside forward 50. That inefficiency to find that last kick, or at least put it to advantage and then fight and lock it in. So Mason Cox there was those Bronx cheers at different stages when he finally had an impact in that second half of the game. But I thought there was some impressive stuff in terms of Dacos. I thought Pendlebury down back looked really strong, and he's going to have to have that impact down there as that leader down there. I thought Jack Crisp through the midfield was sensational as well.
All right, Choice Hotels around the ground. Sydney and North is our next broadcast. Before West Coast and Freo, your call team, Jack Heverin, Tim Solly, Kate McCarthy. Another win for the Saints in the AFLW. Ethan Meldrum and the great Ewan Giles will be on the boundary line.
I think, Baz, we're just looking out now at the window coming from the east. Look how dark and gloomy it is. The wind has picked up a little bit.
We've had the best of the weather, Luffy.
I think the sun, it's still there for a
you look at the big
longer.
grin on your face now on the next team.
Not all doom and gloom for the Pies. You throw Brody Mychak back into centre half forward, Roughhead and Howe back into the back half.
Yep.
It starts to look okay.
But it's their marking up forward they lacked today. They took 6 marks inside their forward 50. That's just not enough for a complete game.
All right, so we're going to see what's going to happen in round 1. It'll be Collingwood and St Kilda, of course. And, of course, the Giants will take on the Swans, and that sets up to be an absolute cracker. How many goals for Buddy for his thousands?
He's 5 short.
5 to go. So,
round 2.
As far as we're concerned, we're going to rack them up in round 1, Snap. Buddy, listen, get it done.
There might be many that sort of wanting round 2 Friday night v the Cats.
At the SCG. Look, the first game is at Olympic Stadium. Fantastic. There might be a bigger crowd, but the SCG is a better option.
Good on you, Luffy. Good on you, Bolts. Well played today, Snap. Great call from you. As always, we thank Josh and Dave for looking after us. Baz signing off on behalf of the crew. Nice swing to the Giants over the Pies before round 1. Swans and North next. And don't forget, all season, for McDonald's and the mighty Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to beat the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
A nudist home in Queensland is desperately seeking flatmates. Loz, here's your opportunity. With a clothing optional attitude. Comes with lots of amenities like a photography/film studio, swimming pool, ping pong table. Oh my lord.
Oh, good for them.
Each to their own. Enjoy it. You too. And the rest of the house if you get a chance.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M. At Bunnings, you can turn your bathroom into a relaxing haven with our huge range at the lowest prices. Refresh the look of your bathroom with Bastion 15-kilo white grout for just $20.08. And add your own style with feather wall tiles, only $3.90 each. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
It feels good to plug into carbon-neutral internet that's easy on your wallet. Get unlimited data on a month-to-month plan. Switch your NBN service to Belong today. See website for details.
When I got COVID, staying hydrated and bed rest were all I needed.
Me, I just needed some medicine delivered from the chemist.
When I felt anxious about my symptoms, Nurse On Call really put my mind at ease.
And when I got a little short of breath, I phoned my GP for more advice.
Vaccinations provide good protection against COVID-19, meaning many of us can safely recover at home. Get the right help for your recovery at coronavirus.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
I like to tell you about Marley. Marley is 9 years old, and she's living with cystic fibrosis. Marley has a wish, though, to travel across Australia in a caravan with her family and explore our wonderful country. Donate now to Make-A-Wish, and you'll help make wishes come true for Marley and more than 800 other kids across Australia waiting for their own wishes.
Visit makeawish.org.au and make your donation today to support Wish Kids like Marley and make their wishes come true. makeawish.org.au.
Exclusive to Paramount Plus. The Yellowstone Origin Story, 1883. Starring Sam Elliott, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. 1883. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Before the AFL season kicks off, the game has already begun. Stan takes you inside the deals and dramas of the AFL in the Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money.
I actually thought those meetings were private and confidential.
As the players' agents go head-to-head, building premiership teams.
This is the most unbelievable trade period I've ever seen in my life.
The brand new Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money, premieres Thursday, only on Stan.
Now you can stream Triple M footy wherever you are. Download our app and select Triple M.
Hi, I'm Matt Layton with a news briefing. There's no reprieve for New South Wales residents with heavy rainfall expected over the south coast, Illawarra and parts of the Tablelands. Flood warnings are in place for parts of Sydney's northwest and southwest, with major flooding already seen at North Richmond along the Hawkesbury and Lower Nepean rivers. Jane Golding from the Weather Bureau says the state's north will be battered with intense rain again over the coming days.
We are looking, unfortunately, for a few more days of wet, stormy, flood-producing weather across New South Wales, but we can see some clearance later on in the week, so hopefully just a few more days.
A multi-million-dollar flood appeal has been launched in Queensland. The state government is handing over more than $2 million. Major companies like Star and Suncorp have also chipped in. We're hearing more and more about Shane Warne's impact on people's lives. Comedian Magda Szubanski worked with Warney on Kath and Kim. She told Nine she was completely bowled over by his charm.
I was so struck. He was so sweet, gentle and really thoughtful. And I went, oh, wow, I get it. I get that charm.
An autopsy is underway and DFAT officials are working to repatriate Warney's body. And Adelaide has been struck by a magnitude 3.8 earthquake. There have been no reports of injuries or damage to buildings.
Upgrade your home entertainment during the LG Summer Stunners sale. Red hot prices on LG OLED and NanoCell TVs and soundbars are only available while stocks last.
A shower or two for Melbourne today, down to 15 tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, chasing 24 degrees. Cloudy skies on Tuesday and Wednesday. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Join up to listen live or on demand right now.
Shut up! Ahead of Sydney and North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
This is the Weekend Triple M footy.
Triple M ranks football. Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
We just played the audio off air of Gillon McLaughlin's reaction to the new scoreboards that are turning up at Marvel Stadium for the start of the season. And if ever there was a bloke who's turned up half prepared for a press conference, I reckon this one falls directly in Gillon's lap. I don't reckon he had any idea.
Scoreboards in the world, if not the largest ones in the Docklands precinct. They're going to be the highest definition, sexiest things you can possibly imagine.
He's just making up words.
Sexiest things?
2 suspended big screens at either end of Marvel will greet footy fans from round 1 next month. G'day, welcome. Welcome to Marvel. Welcome to Marvel. Welcome to Marvel. The AFL and Victorian government today detailed the $225 million facelift. $225 million.
A lot of money.
That's an
huge.
enormous amount of money. I didn't realise it was that much money.
No. Not all 225 are from the government.
Of course, but still,
Yeah.
whatever
But
amount,
most,
whatever
whatever
amount
percentage.
from the government is a win.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
It's like getting your next door neighbour to pay for your renovations. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Do you mind doing the kitchen?
Mate, if I put something out the back, are you happy to kick in if we can compromise on the height of it? Like, what's going on? Gillen's described the new scoreboards as the sexiest things you can imagine. We discussed that earlier in the show, and let's all just stop down and think of the sexiest thing we can imagine. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. It's not
Laura,
a scoreboard.
not a scoreboard. Don't please do that. We are excited about the scoreboard, said Gil. Then he said, I think they're going to be the largest scoreboards in the world, if not the largest in the Docklands precinct.
Which is
he doing comedy?
It's an attempt at humour.
Right, okay.
Because they're not the biggest in the world by a mile.
No, because surely to God, that SoFi Stadium's
Super Bowl
LED display would have to be the biggest.
I think that's literally the biggest.
It would have to be. It was humongous, that thing.
Yeah.
That people would have seen in the Super Bowl. And then it's the Town Square and City Edge, which we discussed, are also becoming part of the vocab in the future, with Marvel Stadium's 2 new plazas enhancing the arrival experience. Welcome to Marvel.
Where would you like to sit?
Who said that? I think I just got welcomed by the scoreboard.
The sexy scoreboard.
I think the City Edge just welcomes me.
Look at that sexy scoreboard.
We don't know anything about the Town Square or the City Edge, other than their location, and they'll be an all-weather space. Well, that is good.
Yeah.
They'll have a roof.
Yeah.
Because it can get a bit drizzly out there.
Wonder it'll have a sunroof for summer. For nice warm days would be nice. It's an all weather.
Or maybe it's just like a perspex.
Oh, yeah?
Clear.
It's an all-weather space as an atrium amenities hub. While the City Edge on the eastern side will bring together ticketing, merchandise, food and beverage outlets. So one side is for what? You sort of sit down, have sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side is just your T-shirts and scarves.
Yeah.
Kicking to the
Hot dogs.
sushi end of the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you win the toss. Got croissant in your throat.
Choked on me croissant.
Again.
Well, it's an enhancement. It's a good thing.
God,
it's going to be better.
Expensive refurb, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
225 million.
When's it going to be finished? Next year.
I see.
Oh, right.
Next year.
It says here when they finish the tunnel.
Ahead of Sydney and North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
This is the Week in Triple M Footy.
Did you ever play any local games once you finished your illustrious career at the Cats?
When I got sacked, yeah, I did. One game, because my ankle was no good.
Yeah.
And before I got it operated on, I went over and played in Tasmania with my brother Blair. He was coaching a side called Dosa.
Where's that?
Ammos, in Hobart.
In Hobart.
Yeah, the Amateurs. And Dosa, the team, so I got picked. I started on the bench. First of all... What? First of all, I arrived on the Friday night because I thought I'd go over there and have a couple of frothies the night before. And there was reporters and a camera crew at the airport to greet me because I was playing the next day.
That's a big name. I mean, Billy Brownless going in to play for Dosa.
Well, not
that's
really.
a big fish. Of course it is.
Anyway, we did a few interviews and all that and went out and had a few frothies. Had to play the next day, of course. And Blair, my brother, started me on the bench.
Why?
And it's freezing cold down at down at Hobart. I've got the old dress, remember the old dressing gowns, the real old, and a blanket over me, right? Freezing. About the 20-minute mark, I go on in the first quarter, standing on the bench, on the side of on the grass, ready to come on. This big Russian bloke gets up off the bench the other side, starts coming and bumping me.
Oh, no.
Oh, mate, he goes, and actually he was quite good. He goes, sorry, mate, but my coach told me I've got to do this. Right? And he's bumping me on the side. I go, no, I'll figure it out, mate. Anyway, I go to centre forward-ish, full forward, roamed around there. And he followed me and all that. 4 goals to half-time. Not bad. 4 goals to half-time in about a quarter and 10 minutes. And then we had to go in at half-time. Oh, cool down. No good, Bill. No good. So I went out for about 5 minutes. No good. I took myself off, sat there. And we won, of course, but then it went into the night and did a little sportsman's night for them.
Of course you did, for free. Yeah, of course you did.
And had a big night there. So it was really good, bud. They had a good crowd there. I think they bucks to get into the ground and then the night there. So it was good to go back and play, sit around in the rooms after the game, having a can. I still remember running out on the other side. They had their seconds that lined up. And they were calling me the Michelin Man. Here he is. Here comes the Michelin Man and all that. But it was good fun.
Were you one and done? That's it? One local footy game?
One win and done. Oh, that was no good.
I only played 2 games.
So you played for Ararat?
Played one at Ararat, and then I played one at Marsland, so my old school side. My brother was still playing in the Ammo, so I thought I'd play one game with my brother, a bit like you.
good.
I never played any level of football with my brother. Unfortunately, he was injured the game that I played.
No.
So he was the backline coach, and I played across half back because it's fair to say my tank, I wasn't as fit as when I played. So I played across half back. I thought it'd be easier. And we're fighting for a spot, we're playing Fitzroy Stars, fighting for a spot in the top 4 late in the season. Anyway, 3/4 time, I had a fair game, Bill. I was going all right across half back.
Yeah.
So start of the 4th quarter, I'm at half back, Rabsy. My opponent goes and stands literally on the boundary line, thinking that they could draw me out.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I looked at him and
it.
said, well, I'm not going to go stand on the boundary.
Go through him.
I
Kick
stood
through him.
at the back of the square all by myself,
I like
thinking, you're leaving me at the back of the square. I come in off the back of the square, thinking I'm all on my own.
no.
They win the clearance. It's true. Go straight out to my bloke, kicked the goal. Anyway, we ended up losing the game. And you know what? They all thought I was a big head. They're like, why wouldn't you have gone and stood on your man? You're playing in the back line. I'm thinking, pretty handy to be standing off the back of the square all on my own. Lost the game.
So
boys.
you lost the game?
Yeah, my brother was filthy with me as the defensive coach. He goes, go and stand on your opponent. Don't stand where you want as a defender. So
What about
that was it. It was all over.
Ararat, the Rats?
When I played Ararat Rats v Stall. It was a big Good Friday clash.
Stall.
Big rivalry too. They told me they always used to punch on. So I was a bit nervous. So I made sure when I got to I went to training on the Thursday. I just asked who was the best fighter in the group.
Yeah.
Big Ruckman put his hand up and said, well,
I'm with you,
yeah,
mate.
you're looking after me for the weekend. But it was great. I had good fun and we had a big win that night, Ararat v Stall, and stayed the night as well. So it was good. Yeah,
Good on
we
you.
had a good time.
Because a lot of blokes do play and then they take off straight away.
No, I even went to training, so I didn't want to do that. So I went and trained on the Thursday, met the players, drove back up on the Saturday, a bit like you, stayed and had a function on the Saturday night, and really enjoyed it.
Ahead of and North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
This is the Weekend Triple M Footy.
The launch of the Danny Frawley Centre, of course, in honour of our great mate Danny Frawley, who tragically passed away in September 2019. I can't believe it's already been that long, but it's now going to immortalise his legacy as a footballer and a passionate mental health advocate, and a man who was there, former skipper of St Kilda, Nick Rewell. Welcome, Rui. How did it all go this morning?
Yeah, it was a great day, Joey. Hello, Bill. How are you, buddy?
G'day, Roo. I've missed you.
Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. We'll have a bit of fun later, but this was a really momentous day for the St Kilda Football Club and for the Frawley family. I mean, Anita Frawley, Spud's wife, got up and spoke and represented the family incredibly well and incredibly bravely. And what is amazing is that about 15 months ago, that's when work on this Danny Frawley Centre started.
Yep.
To see it in its completed state today was absolutely incredible. An amazing facility, which will now serve as a bit of a beacon for all of those in the community that are suffering from mental challenges. Mental illness, we know, has become really prevalent, particularly over the last couple of years. And Spud was a great champion for it. And so he would just be over the moon with what was presented today. There were a few funny moments today where people spoke about, if Spud had to walk in today, he would have walked straight over to Jason Dunstall and said, hey, Chiefy, you haven't got anything like this, mate, after your name, have you? So there was lots of little nice moments throughout the day, but a massive day for the Frawley family.
I did like what Anita said. She said, this is bigger than the footy club, bigger than football. This is hopefully about saving lives. And when you think about it, that's exactly what it's designed for. And is the number 2 going to be hanging up throughout the year there?
Yeah, spot on, Bill. You're right. The legacy, saving lives, it doesn't get any bigger than that. And as a bit of a reminder of sort of what kick-started it all and who kick-started it, Spud's number 2 jersey is, takes pride of place in the stand there. And it's what's really cool as well is that people have had the opportunity to purchase a little plaque which goes towards the Danny Frawley Centre and its operation, and you get your name on a seat. And there was some big names up there. I did notice I think it's row B, seat 58. Eric Banner's got his little plaque there. So there are a few ladies sort of eyeing off the seats around it, hoping that they might be able to secure their own. But just a brilliant day, mate. Plenty of familiar faces down there as well. So well done to the Frawleys.
Of course, we're chatting to Nick Rewalt, talking about the launch of the Danny Frawley Centre today down at Moorabbin. Of course, Ruth, so the centre is both going to be physical and mental wellbeing centre for not only just the players and people that come to the footy club, but also for the community. So I believe the pool looks unbelievable. There's going to be a mindfulness yoga centre, some consulting suites, and an outdoor community space as well. So it must be a state-of-the-art facility that the community will be able to access.
It is, mate, and that's why it transcends footy, because it's not just a football club facility. This is for the wider community as well. So everyone will have the opportunity to benefit from this, which is, I guess, why state government, federal government were also keen to jump on board and support it. So a lot of work in 15 months, boys. Can you believe they've got it up and done? It's, I guess it's testament to the man Spud that we all knew and loved, that he's been supported so well in the creation of this legacy.
Yeah, they've done it well, and AIA Vitality have been a big sponsor and a big part of it. And also, I don't think I'm speaking out of school, Roo, but our understanding is there may be some past players that eventually might get back involved and be part of the program and some mental health and wellbeing programs as well. So it's great to reconnect with some past players of the footy club that haven't been connected for a few years. So it's an exciting time for the footy club, and of course, more importantly, the legacy of Danny Frawley will live on forever at St Kilda Football Club and down at Moorabbin.
Ahead of Sydney and North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
This is the Week in Triple M Footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for the Crows and Power.
What have the Adelaide Crows got? Port Adelaide have hit the front!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Hello. It's Buddy the Quokka. I'd like to dedicate the next song to HBF's non-existent shareholders. Cheers for not existing, so HBF can pass on more glorious value to their members, like affordable cover. Who doesn't like that?
Join HBF today.
Got your eye on a new phone? Well, the wait is over. The new Galaxy S22 series breaks the rules of smartphone innovation. And right now, you can save up to $1,320 only at Vodafone when you trade in an eligible device and stay connected to a selected Vodafone plan. Why wait? Head into a Vodafone store and connect today. Value based on trade-in credit for eligible Samsung device plus bonus credit powered by Azurian. Offer ends 4th of April. Trade-in by 11th of April. T&Cs apply.
Whether you were conscripted during the 60s and 70s or whether you went in on your own feet, doesn't matter how you do that, you served.
I'm Adam Shand, and in my new podcast with the Australian War Memorial, I talk to modern veterans about their experiences from enlisting to the impact of war on their lives.
Everyone who served that 1 day or 40 years is a veteran who served this country.
Search Up Close Conversations with Modern Veterans podcast and download the Listener app now to listen for free.
Listener.
There's now more in every Qantas point, with a program change that's giving you more value than ever before. With 30 to 45% less points on hotels and holidays, there's more
room service
in every Qantas point. Qantas Frequent Flyer, now more rewarding than ever. T's and C's apply, excludes classic hotels.
Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
When it comes to workshop machinery and machine tool accessories, Hare & Forbes Machinery House are your one-stop machinery shop. From tooling to woodworking, spare parts and servicing, when you become a Machinery House mate, we'll look after you like a mate, as we have done since 1930. See the full range at machineryhouse.com.au.
Hare & Forbes Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
4 Abbots Road, Dandenong South.
You can't go past the IGA Big Deal Sale for great specials right across the store. Like McCain Frozen Pizza, 300 to 600 gram selected varieties, $3.75 each, half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends participating stores only. Excludes IGA Express and local grocer.
Let's go. What's wrong with you?
You're cutting corners, you're cheating.
Give us your number then.
No.
This week, SAS explodes.
Richard Buttrose, convicted drug dealer, nephew of Ida Buttrose.
He'll go head-to-head with the SAS instructors.
Give me your number.
Ollie says that I'm cheating.
This isn't a scripted show. We don't go back and look at the footage.
All right.
Everything has a purpose. Block that noise out.
About any of that.
The consequences will be massive on new SAS Australia, Monday and Tuesday on 7.
Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for the Crows and Power.
What have the Adelaide Crows got? Port Adelaide have hit the front.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up!
Ahead of Sydney and North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
This is the Week in Triple M Footy.
Triple M ranks football. Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
You'll guilty. The footy's back. Doggies, of course. What a season it was last year. 3 wins, 3 finals, coming from an elimination before fading in the last half in the grand final. And the great man Josh Bruce is joining us tonight. G'day, Josh.
G'day, guys. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. How you travelling, mate? We got to ask you the obligatory question about the knee. How you going?
Yeah, I haven't been asked that much in the last 8 months. But, no, it's going really well. I've just did a big session today on it. I had a couple of little hiccups, but it's to be expected in an ACL Rico. So, yeah, progressing nicely.
I'll tell you what, well, Josh, the feeling around the club, obviously, there's plenty of talk around that as well. But you're with the group, and it was a massive season last year. It's been an interesting couple of years, obviously, for all different reasons. But no doubt the boys will be looking forward to 2022.
Yeah, I think they are. I think, as the old saying goes, you've got to lose one to win one. It's definitely been a long and arduous summer for the boys after going down in distasteful fashion in the grand final.
Let's chat about some of the new guys, Brucey. Obviously, Robbie McComb, round 2, pick 32 in the rookie draft. How have you seen him across the pre-season?
Yeah, big Robbie. He's another VFL product, another graduate from our VFL program. So we're averaging 1 or 2 a year over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's a testament to the work they're doing down at VFL level. Big, strong inside mid. So he'll be looking to get a bit of game time tonight and try and be a round 1 bolter.
And what about Arthur Jones? A lot talked about him. Yeah. Picked 43 in the national draft last year. Hails from Mount Barker and is a relation of the Cracker family. I saw Andy Cracker on the lift on the way up here. He said he's a good lad. He's a Wesley boy, went to the Wesley College, so he's got a good head on his shoulders. But you mentioned he can talk underwater with a bowl of marbles in his mouth.
Yeah, he loves a chat. He's a good little kid. He's come in and he's chock full of confidence, which we love. And he's electric, as you can see, and he's already a fan favourite. He got a bigger cheer than the Bont the other day at the season launch, so he's
up and about.
He's up and about, the young fella.
His dad's a shearer.
Yes.
Yeah, big man, big shearer, Arthur Jones.
Is he as big as me, Barry? That's the question.
No one's as big as
you.
you.
No, that's right. That's right, yeah.
Josh, a person or a player that's probably a little bit close to us here, Luke Darcy's boy Sam, he's got the stress fractures he's dealing with on the foot. You've seen him around the club. How's he tracking?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of rehab with young Sammy. He's skin and bone. He's a young 18-year-old kid, big coat hanger. So he's obviously dealing with the stress fractures in the foot, which I've actually had before, and I've been doing a lot of bikes and stuff with him. And he's a great kid, and he'll be one to watch for years to come. But we're begging patience with these young key position prospects to come into the AFL level at 18 and to be able to contribute. It's pretty rare these days for a key position player, and I think I'd almost be looking for Sam to be playing sort of more of that ruck position than anything else, even because he's so tall and so athletic. So I'd love to have like a Luke Jackson mould come through, which would be good to complement Timmy. So yeah,
Luke Beveridge, just for a second. Coaches are all different. Some coaches will spend a lot of time on the opposition. Some coaches will spend a lot of time on yourself and what you're going to do. Any sort of how much time on the opposition, how much time on yourselves, and say, well, they can chase us, or we've got to watch them?
He's an enigma, Bevo. He's an interesting guy. It kind of depends on who we're playing against, rather. If we're playing against certain teams, he might spend a bit more time on them, and he spends a lot of time doing opposition previews and stuff. But essentially, what it boils down to is us, and we play our best footy when we focus on what the Bulldogs do well.
Ahead of Sydney and North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
This is the Week in Triple M Footy.
Now he's joined us on the other side of the fence, Bill, in retirement. Welcome, Jonesy. How is retirement life going, mate?
It's going pretty well, fellas. I haven't done the whole heap for maybe 5 months now, but it all came in a rush in the last week, and I've really entered the real world and copped a fair reality check. So,
how much do you weigh? Yeah, heavier?
I'm actually lying.
Oh, no. He's not one of us.
He's making us look bad. Are you doing triathlons? Like, you're meant to, when you retire, Nath, you're meant to just go and eat some Palmers, have a few pots, put on a bit of weight, get that little belly gut. Have you been doing that, or have you staying fit doing some triathlons?
Oh, it's a bit of both, mate. I'm too vain to let myself really go. So, you've got to, party hard and then train harder, I would have thought. So that's what I've been up to. I've been still indulging in some of the plenty of joys that come in post-footy retirement, but I've also been pretty keen on staying fit.
Jeez. Also, a dad of 4 now, mate. How's all that going?
Well, yeah, I've got my hands full, mate. It's as I said, I hadn't been doing too much other than changing nappies and feeding babies and just getting around the family for a fair while there, which I'm real grateful for. The chance to have been able to step away and not have to really rush into anything and spend some time with them has been pretty awesome. And it's a fair. Well, obviously adding 2 more kids to the mix, it's like I was almost out of the fire with the 7 and a 5-year-old, and now I'm well and truly back in it. So, it's been good times.
So what have you got planned for 2022, mate? Because obviously you got to feed the 4 kids, so you got a bit on your plate.
Yeah, got a bit of work, Joey, going on. I just took a job in property development space, which is something I've been interested in outside of footy. I got lucky enough to be afforded an opportunity with the crew down in Bayside, and I've been about a week into that. It's a proper sort of 9 to 5 set up there, so it's a bit happening really. Probably really realised how cushy a life I lived as a football player, that's for sure. And then other than that, just a few bits and pieces, maybe do a little bit of media with the footy season just around the corner. And, I don't know. We'll just wait and see, mate. There's a few things that are in the pipeline, but, it's just take it as it comes.
When you left Melbourne, could you go out and pay bills? Did you know how to do all things like that? Because there's a lot of footballers that when they leave a club, they don't know how to do things like that.
It's a funny one, mate. I would hope I can do that at 34 years old with 4 kids. If I couldn't, I think I'm in a fair bit of trouble. But it's well, like I said, it's been an eye opener. But luckily enough, I was pretty hands on with particularly those kind of things during my footy career. So I've got the basics, I think, down pat. But the rest I'm sort of just taking it as it comes.
I'm sure you wouldn't have missed pre-season, Jonesy, but now the footy's back and Melbourne playing in the Pracky match. Did you sort of miss that? Did you get the little bit of the butterflies? And what did you think of the D's this year? Like, you sort of you're going to sit back and watch them like a fan, or how are you going to feel about it all?
I didn't take a huge amount of notice with the Pracky match, to be honest. Other than I've caught up with a fair few boys, and I was actually over at Jake Lever's house last weekend for his son's birthday, and the boys seem in pretty good spirits. Obviously, most guys are in pretty good nick. Everyone's pretty optimistic at this time of year, which is pretty common. They're trudging out the common line, pre-season line. But no, I'm actually, to be honest, I'm pretty bullish about their chances. I reckon they've got so much motivation, behind. Obviously winning the premiership last year, everyone sort of says how they're going to come back. But I think ultimately, speaking to a lot of the boys, there's an element of sort of a hole left there. The fact that it was played in Perth and not in front of family and friends, and most importantly, our supporter base. So, I know that for sure that's really driven them to, come back and give themselves another opportunity, because more than anything, they would have loved to have done that on the MCG in front of 100,000 Melbourne fans. But that's what they'll be aiming to do this year. But in saying that, it's a new season, and we had a lot of luck go our way last year, so we're going to need that again. But as far as the list and how everyone's going, I think we're in a very prime position and full of confidence after last year.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Up next, it's Sydney versus North Melbourne from Giants Stadium.
As Triple M rocks football.
Marty's Motel.
You would like door 8, Chris?
Yes, I would, sir.
Room 8. Hi, this is Dave Faulkner of the Hoodoo Gurus.
And I will pick door number 13.
Room 13. Hi, this is Dave Faulkner of the Hoodoo Gurus.
Yes!
Well done, mate. Have a great time.
Oh, I'm going to have a fantastic time.
Win your way to Bluesfest with Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show from 6 tomorrow morning.
Let's go. What's wrong with you?
You're cutting corners, you're cheating.
Give us your number then.
This week, SAS explodes.
Richard Buttrose, convicted drug dealer, nephew of Ida Buttrose.
He'll go head to head with the SAS instructors.
Give me your number.
Ollie says that I'm cheating.
This isn't a scripted show. We don't go back and look at the footage.
All right.
Everything has a purpose. Block that noise out.
About any of that.
The consequences will be massive on new SAS Australia, Monday and Tuesday on 7.
When it comes to cybercrime, anyone can be a victim. Help keep children and seniors in your life secure by downloading our cybersecurity guides from the Australian Cybersecurity Centre website. Each guide contains educational puzzles, handy information, and tips they can use to stay secure while connected to the internet. Visit cyber.gov.au/learn to download the guides today. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop. When it comes to workshop machinery and machine tool accessories, Hare and Forbes Machinery House are your one-stop machinery shop. From tooling to woodworking, spare parts and servicing, when you become a Machinery House mate, we'll look after you like a mate, as we have done since 1930. See the full range at machineryhouse.com.au. Hare and Forbes Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop. For Abbots Road, Dandenong South.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Check out National Tiles' all-new Italian and Spanish floor tiles on our website now. Your new home or renovation will look absolutely stunning in any one of the 25 all-new European floor tiles. Currently available for immediate delivery, but you'll have to be quick. These all-new stunning European floor tiles are walking out the door. So rush to order online or in-store at National Tiles now.
Want to find a great value phone from Vodafone? One that's only $2 a month? One that lets you explore and navigate your world? With Google built in, you have arrived at your destination. Get the incredible Oppo A16s for only $2 a month when you stay connected for 36 months on any Vodafone Infinite plan. Need directions? Head in-store or visit vodafone.com.au today. Offer available until withdrawn. Plan cost additional. Total minimum cost $112. Phone RRP $252. T's and C's apply.
Now you can stream Triple M footy wherever you are. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
Hi, I'm Matt Layton with the news briefing. The SES is warning New South Wales residents of flooding risks, with the wet weather not expected to clear until Wednesday. New South Wales SES Commissioner Carleen York says fresh storm activity and heavy rainfall will cause rivers to rise again.
It is not time to let your guard down, to be aware of what's happening in your area. We've had over 15,500 calls for assistance already, with over 700 flood rescues, and we've had just 26 flood rescues overnight as well.
Meanwhile, the Queensland Government is directing more than $2 million towards that state's flood recovery effort. Shane Warne's body will be returned to Australia after an autopsy in Thailand. It's been revealed the cricket legend was suffering from chest pains days before flying over. Warney's long-term manager James Erskine has told Nine he found out about his heart problems after his death.
He'd had a bit of a chest pain and also was sweating last week, but I only found that later on. After he died. I didn't know that at the time. I mean, he did go on these ridiculous sort of diets where he was just finished one where he basically, only ate fluids for 14 days.
The Ukrainian president has thanked Australia for its support in funds for military equipment and humanitarian aid. Scott Morrison spoke to Volodymyr Zelensky overnight, saying we stand behind Ukraine. And it's been a horror-long weekend on the roads in Western Australia. 4 people have died in the past 3 days. The latest, a 66-year-old man in the southwest.
The King 45th anniversary sale ends soon. Save up to 50% on Australian-designed award-winning furniture. Sale ends soon. Visit your nearest King showroom today.
A shower or two for Melbourne today, down to 15 tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, chasing 20